Yeah, you know what I'm saying? KCE, King Chaka. It is what it is, baby. You really not feeling me? Let me find out. Yo, question my ability. Let me find out. Invest in my enemy. Let me find out. There ain't no telling what you finna see. You finna find out. It's something that enters me. You finna find out. Then exit with energy. You finna find out. Riding flows like centipede. You finna find out. Screw those that's kidding me. Let me find out. Hit the big lips. I'ma call you Bill Bellamy. When you talk your shit, man, really it's killing me. Hit you with my fist and I'ma do it lyrically. Crazy ass brick, so I might do it literally. I'ma do this till I'm old eating celery. How old is Jay-Z? He gotta be 70. Come to my show or I'ma do it bitterly. Or hit the porn store with a bitch named Beverly. Keep waiting tables, yeah. Spicy means peppery. Or get tattoos and work in the factory. Whatever I do, I'ma do it happily. I'm tired of these rappers too, they do it tactfully. That's why I'm here, I'm the shit this year. We gon' keep it moving, grooving, give you something you can feel. When shit's fucked up, gon' drop a tear. I'ma pull my pants up, grab another beer. Rap's messed up and I don't have no fear. Attack the chest up, it's a grown man in here. Ask you little chaps, what have you done in the field? Throw your sets up, let them know you're still here. I said you really not feeling me, let me find out. Yo, question my ability, let me find out. Yo, invest in my enemy, let me find out. Ain't no telling what you finna see, you finna find out. Yo, you really not feeling me, let me find out. Yo, question my ability, let me find out. Yo, invest in my enemy, let me find out. Ain't no telling what you finna see, you finna find out. Yeah, bounce, rock, shake, wiggle. We gon' come through and put it in the middle. They calls me fiddler cause I play the fiddle. Checking masters, white pipes, I's a good nigga. Bounce, rock, shake, wiggle. We gon' come through and put it in the middle. They calls me fiddler cause I play the fiddle. Checking masters, white pipes, I's a good nigga. I said you really not feeling me, let me find out. Yo, question my ability, let me find out. Yo, invest in my enemy, yo, let me find out.
Dime qué tú quieres, papi. ¿Quieres que lo mueva para ti? Mueve, mueve. ¿Te gusta cuando me muevo así? Así. Mueve, muevo, mueve.
Hey, you, we up in the place, we up in the place, we up in the place. Hey, you, make your body shake, make your body shake, make your body shake. Hey, you, we up in the place, we up in the place, we up in the place. Hey, you, make your body shake, make your body shake, make your body shake. Hop, hop, jump, skip up on the floor. If they didn't know, then we gon' let them know. Drop low, giving them a show. We gon' give them something that they never seen before. Hop, scotch, 784. Bouncing on the beat while keeping the flow. Stop, watch, freeze and go. Cock-a-doodle-doo is what you eating off the floor. Pop, lock, do it by yourself. You know you the best, you don't need nobody else. Rock, hip, toast to success. You was born a winner, so you never nothing less. Hey, you, we up in the place, we up in the place, we up in the place. Hey, you, make your body shake, make your body shake, make your body shake. Hey, you, we up in the place, we up in the place, we up in the place. Hey, you, make your body shake, make your body shake, make your body shake. Bow, bow, rock, rock, shake, shake, wiggle, wiggle,
Dime
wiggle,
qué tú
wiggle.
quieres, papi.
Bow, bow, rock, rock, shake, shake, wiggle, wiggle,
¿Quieres
wiggle,
que lo
wiggle.
mueva para ti?
Bow, bow, rock, rock, shake, shake, wiggle, wiggle,
¿Te gusta
wiggle.
cuando me muevo así? Así.
Bow, bow, rock, rock, shake. Hey, what's going on out there? How y'all feel?
Shit, man. All right. What's going on?
Yeah, remember, we want you to be an activist. Thank you for joining, dudes. My co-host Pat feeling a little under the weather today, so He's probably not gonna be here, but he's here like every day with me, and I produce a whole shit ton of content. And this guy works a lot, so just the days that he's here with me, I'm so thankful for him to be here with me. And that's why he be about to pass out half the time when we're doing the shows, because he be tired. He be working. He works all fucking day, and then he gets on to do the show with me. So shit.
Right.
I hope that it's not me that's making him sick by having him do not getting enough rest and shit. So I didn't even text him, let him know. He texted me earlier and told me that he wasn't feeling good. So I didn't even text him back to let him know I'm starting the show. I want him to rest, man. Pat, if you're listening, take a rest, bro. Don't get on the show. Rest. So how you feel? How you feel, Deuce?
Shit, pretty good, man. Just trying to get to the fucking house.
Oh, that's what you're doing?
Yeah, man, up here in Fort Worth in construction traffic.
Damn. I hate that shit. I got construction right here next to my house. It's actually been sitting right here for like a year. They haven't moved from this fucking corner in like a year, bro, before Corona. It's been more than a year.
Damn.
And
that sucks.
It really sucks because the way we normally pull into our apartments is completely closed off, and we have to come in through a side little gate. And it's been like that since before Corona, bro. It's so retarded.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So what's going on, man? How you doing today, bro? How's your day?
It was all right. I just got off of work. I went to the bar, had me a drink or two. Trying to relax. I ain't gonna lie, I'm feeling kind of emotional. So that's why I feel like today I want to just tell my story to people, because I think a lot of people don't really understand me, like, because I don't talk to people very much, so they really just don't. Yeah, they really just don't get me at all. So hopefully they can watch this show today and get a better understanding of me, because I want to tell my story today. That's my only plan really for today, because I don't want to stay on long. And I was telling y'all I had to write a paper. I wrote 1,100 word paper. Yes, today. I wrote it today before I went to work. And there's another paper I need to write, and I really need to do that before I go to work tomorrow. So I really don't want to stay on. No, I be doing these 4 or 5 hour shows. I gotta stop doing it. It takes a lot of energy out of me, and I be exhausted after the show. People think this shit is easy, but it's fucking not. It's fucking not. It's fucking not.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. Yeah, I feel you, man. You have to do a lot of editing and shit.
Well,
not really, because you're live, so.
Right. The stream I don't have to edit unless they block it or something, and then I have to edit. But setting up for the show is work. And also just being on here and spilling my guts and shit and being on here for 5 hours, that's fucking work.
Yeah.
I'll be looking up the videos and, I don't have any videos today. I haven't looked up a thing. So, but I feel like I have enough to say about my story that I think I can give some people some content today, because I couldn't think of what the show was going to be about. It was going to be question mark, question mark, question mark. I started to make that the title.
Damn. I feel you. But shit, man, I guess, hey, man, I'm listening.
All right. Well, you know some of my story, but you probably don't know all of it. I'm sure you don't know all of it.
I got you.
So I wanted to explain how I landed where I'm at in my life right now. Like, okay, I'm a student. I wait tables on the weekend. I have 3 children. I have 3 baby mamas. One of them has passed away. And, people look at me, I swear to God, people look at, I'm going to try not to get emotional when I tell this story, but people look at me and they assume I'm a loser, bro. Like today with the tables I had at work, I swear people look at me and they're like, this guy's a fucking loser.
Damn, bro. Why you say that shit, dog?
That's the energy I get.
Yeah. I got you. Well, I'm gonna let you finish, man. Before I ain't gonna interrupt you. I'll let you finish.
You could talk freely, bro, because that's what this is about. And you know, my mind is all over the place right now. Like I say, I'm gonna try not to get emotional. So let's take it back. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. Cause some of this stuff, you know, you know, my mom had mental health issues and chemical, like drug dependency issues, you know, when I was growing up. And I don't know how much of this you know of this story you know about, Deuce, but my mom was in and out of those you know, those drug rehab centers and those mental health centers. I remember as a child, I remember going to go visit her at these places. And it's basically like a fucking prison, bro. It's basically like a fucking prison. And I remember as a teenager going to go visit my mom in these places. And, you know, she couldn't leave. You know, like I say, it's like a prison. So my mom would be away from us for long periods of time because she was in this place where she literally couldn't leave. And the only way for us to see her was to go up there to this place and visit her. Kind of like you're visiting someone in prison. You had to go through all these processes and so forth and so on. Gotcha. So, you know, yeah, so that was a big part of my childhood. I think that was before you were in the picture. Yeah, I think so. I think that was before you was in the picture because she kind of got it together a bit when she met your dad. And then, you know, your dad kind of drove her back into that life in a way, you know, because you know your dad and you know how he is. And so she was really struggling at this time when she met your dad. Yeah, she was really struggling, you know, to stay, you know, on track and not get off track and end up back on drugs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the relationship with your dad, I ain't gonna lie, that was part of part of what drove her back into that life because he was in that life and he, you know, kind of motivated her. She was really trying to at that time. She was really trying to get her life together and trying to be straight and be a mother and be a family person and so forth and so on. She really thought she had it. She loved your dad, by the way. That, you know, I don't know that there's another relationship that she has had since then, and we can ask her, but I don't know that she's had another relationship like the way she felt for your dad. Like they were real. She really loved him, and she thought she was good, and this was going to be her life, and she was going to be good. You know what I mean? Yeah. But being your dad the way he is or was or am, you know, it kind of, you know, it kind of led her into. She really tried to hold it together, but he was motivation for her to go get off track, if that makes any sense. And she really loved him.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that definitely does.
He motivated her, not purposely or whatever. I'm not blaming him for her life. What I'm saying is that she was really struggling with being, you know, straight, and then she loved him, and then he had his thing that he wanted to do, and he, you know, the way he wanted to live his life or whatever, and she kind of went along with it because she loved him.
Yeah, definitely. Now I remember that shit, bro. I remember that wholeheartedly. But yeah, man, you know, my dad is still pretty much the same way. I mean, he hasn't been on any drugs that I know of, but he's still pretty much like the same way, real manipulative, very comes off as very I don't know what's the word, charismatic, kind, sweet. You know exactly. What I'm saying? Yeah, he's still pretty much the same way, bro. And yeah, man. So, you know, but I think he's paying for a lot of his his demons are still haunting him because he never fully got over them. So and right now he's kind of paying for that, you know, in a sense, you know, it won't allow him to have a normal life. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's not on the drugs and stuff, but he can't. It's just a lot of shit, bro.
It's those demons.
You do wrong, bro. Those demons, yeah, man.
It's them demons. They be on your back. They follow you.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yes. So going back to that story, like, okay, like I say, so that was my childhood. I told people before in one of my other shows, I don't know how many different schools I was in elementary and middle school, because I bounced back and forth between my mom and my dad in a lot of ways. And I spent most of my childhood with my dad. And my dad he had his issues either. He was a total alcoholic. He was a complete alcoholic. He would get drunk as fuck and he would beat the shit out of my mom.
Yeah.
And me and my sister witnessed this when we were small kids, and that's part of the reason why my mom is the way she is too. So I have to give her a pass. She met my dad when she was really young and she was escaping her family. And then she, like she said, she went out the fire into the pot, because my dad had issues. He had come back from the war. He was in Vietnam and he was all fucked up about that. And he drank very heavily. And when he got too drunk, he would beat my mom, literally, like beat her up. I remember a time when we went to like a Slick Willie's. It was like a Slick Willie's place. And, you shoot pool and they drink. They have video games and stuff in there, or at least they used to. And as kids, I mean, I don't know that we should have been in this environment at all, me and my sister, but whatever. My mom and my dad took us there with them. And like, let's say I will be playing the game, like, Gallagher or fucking Pac-Man or some shit. I go to them and ask them for quarters and I do that. And they would be shooting pool and drinking and whatever. One night I remember very, very clearly. I don't know. I think my dad had just said something to my mom that was out of line. And my mom, she broke the pool stick on the table. You know how like grab the pool stick and then like hit the pool table with it really hard. She broke the pool stick and she stabbed my daddy and his mom in his stomach. Like she was trying to kill him. And he didn't do nothing. That night, he didn't really do anything to her. But I think that, like I say, he just had said something to her and it triggered her. And it was just like, all the abuse that she had been through, that's one of the reasons that people that, know my mom, they have to try to understand the reason why she's the way she is. She was abused as a child. Her father abused her. Her father abused her, in sexual ways. She was abused as a child. And then she went to my dad and then he abused her physically. And like I say, one day in the pool hall, she broke a pool stick and stabbed the shit out of him, tried to kill him. I remember this. This is one of those memories that's stained in my memory.
Yeah.
And like I say, I don't think he did anything to her that night. It was just that all the abuse, when you go through abuse, sometimes you just get triggered. It takes the slightest thing, like I'm gonna head this off at the front. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna even let this go down the road. I know it's about to go down, so I'm just gonna take care of this right now.
Yeah, definitely.
So my mom is crazy, bro. I don't know if you know that. Like literally, my mom is crazy. She can, no, I'm not joking, bro. Like, she has a thing. She has a switch. She has a switch in her that she can flick. And when she flicks that switch, she doesn't see nothing and she doesn't care about nothing. She sees red and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And I was explaining to people, I got emotional in class last week because we were talking about mental health and how hard it is for some people to get their drugs. But my mom didn't really get the drugs that she needed until she qualified for Medicare because she couldn't afford those drugs. So once she qualified for Medicare and she was able to pay for these drugs. That's one of the things that keep her like, even keel. Like she really needs these drugs. She takes these. I couldn't tell you what it is, but it's a drug that you take for being like a schizophrenic or something, for having depression. I can't tell you exactly for whatever mental illness that she has, this drug is what she takes to, you know, keep her from fucking being crazy. And and what I was saying in the other video is that if she has to choose between food and buying that drug, she's gonna choose that drug because she absolutely has to have it.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna go ahead.
It's one of the things, and I never really bring it up or anything like that, but it was something that I saw, because I remember when I first came back around, and you and Christy had just bought y'all home, and and everything, and I remember, seeing Mama and everything, and and seeing, she still was fucking beautiful, bro. She still was absolutely beautiful. She's always been drop dead gorgeous. And then, when I come to know Barry and then have an understanding of him and knowing how he was, I think that's another thing, it's hard for me now to like go over and see her, bro, because I'm not used to seeing her that way. You know what I'm saying? And I truly feel like he wasn't physically abusive, but Barry is very much so, in my personal opinion, mentally abusive. Like, he knows she's not able to work anymore. He toys with her. Instead of buying her a carton of cigarettes, he buys her a pack. He does little things like that. And I just feel like, it's like he knows her triggers, and then the shit that he used to do to her, like if she would stay too long hanging out with you and I at your house or something like that, he, would put her shut the house, and it's like that right there within itself, dealing with somebody that's used to being neglected all of their life, used to being turned away, used to being mistreated and abused, those are triggers for them, dude. And you keep, it's like a ticking time bomb, and then all of a sudden they just fall into that deep depression, and then on top of that, when she got hurt and couldn't work anymore, I think that really just fucking pushed her over the edge, bro. Like, it just fucking 100%, it was like fucking, just pushed her over the edge, and, I mean, yes, her past has a lot to do with it, and people say, oh, well, you have to grow up and try to make better choices and this and that. But, mental health is so fucking strong, dude. It can have you hellbound. Like, there is absolutely nothing that you can do. You know what I'm saying? And I have learned over the years to be understanding of people like that, because she was doing great. Even after the drugs and everything, she went back to work. She always beautiful. She kept herself up. She worked hard, and when she was working and doing those things, dude, she didn't take medications, man. She barely even drank, I mean, her thing was word puzzles and shit like that. When she wasn't working, she would do word puzzles, or she would, do other things. It was never, from what I saw, me coming into it, later on, wasn't around when you and Lisa was way younger and shit like that. But, it's just my personal take on things, man, and what I see. And me
And
being
I agree with
husband,
you.
I would never do my wife that way.
I agree with you, but what you got to understand is that Barry is her caregiver, bro. Like, and I don't agree with like Anaya. I mean, Alifa has a problem with Barry because of the way he treats my mom, but I don't, because like I understand, like, and sometimes he's harsh on her, but he does love her. It's just that what y'all, you and what Alifa doesn't understand. He is her caregiver, bro. She literally needs somebody. He does that. Not buying her a carton of cigarettes is probably a good thing because she'll probably just smoke more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
He's a caregiver for her. He takes care of her. He's basically her caregiver, bro. He's basically a living caregiver for her because she literally needs that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you. I was, like I said, I was just using that as an example. Like, but it's just, I don't know, man. It's just for me because, my background and the way I came up and the shit that I went through early on as a kid and faced all the way up until I became an adult. You know, I just look at love and loyalty different. I feel like when you truly love someone, like it's just, I'm not saying that you enable them. I'm not saying that, because I'm not that anymore. Like I learned my lesson. Like I don't enable my dad. I don't give my dad money. I don't give my mom money. I don't get like dude. I've become so tight with money now. Like, bro, when people start talking to me about their issues, bro, I kind of shut down. I try to find a way to either walk away or I don't even ask no questions. Because when you ask a question, you obligate yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so, and it's because I've been burnt. But like I said, I don't know, man. I guess I just look at things in a different way, as how you treat, your significant other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. It's just somebody like her needs to get out the house. You know what I'm saying? She needs to go out. She needs
She's
to
made,
put on.
and that's what I tell her all the time. And you know how she's gotten like chubby and like she's not herself anymore. The drugs, but they helped her, but they made her lethargic, if you will. Like she doesn't really care anymore. So that's like I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. But because she used to go fishing, she would go to the casino. She doesn't do any of that anymore. She doesn't leave the house hardly at all. She don't like to drive. She, driving scares her. Whatever, her nerves get bad. Her anxiety goes high, so she don't like to drive. So she'll only drive to the gas station, the corner store, or to my sister's house. And my sister lives very close to her, and that's the furthest that she would drive. So I can't rely on her in any kind of way if I need her for basically anything. Because her anxiety and the way she is, she well, I can rely on her for my, like if I need to drop my daughter off somewhere, I can drop her off over there and I know she'll be good, but that's about it. I can't ask my mom for nothing. I can't ask her for money. I can't ask her to help me. If Anaya needs to be picked up from school or something, she's not gonna be there for me in any kind of way like that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, because that's like, she was like, oh, y'all need to come out here, I was like, well, shit, you could come out here to the house, like you could drive out here to the house. And she was like, oh, I don't drive. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. And I'm like,
she's not lying. She really don't. Like the freeway gives her bad anxiety, so she has issues with that. So it scares her a lot. So that's the reason why she don't drive.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but this goes back to my story, because I try to explain to people and try to get people to understand me better, because no one understands me. They don't get me, and it's kind of my fault because I don't talk very much to people, so they don't know me. So I don't like at the University of Houston. I've been there for 3 years now, and I don't really have any friends there at the school. It's crazy because I've taken a lot of classes with people. I'm cool with them, chop it up with them, but I don't really have any friends there because I don't really allow myself to become attached, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got you.
Which is a bad thing, I would say. I wish I wasn't that way.
Yeah. So most people probably look at you and be like, oh, that guy's awkward, or you're socially awkward.
Exactly.
Whatever,
And Naya be telling me, like, her friends, they be like, he's mean. He's so mean. Like, he's always got a mean look on his face. Like, people are afraid to approach me, even to just talk to me. And Anaya tells me it's because of the look on my face. And I'd be like, I don't know that I'd be having a look on my face, I didn't know that I wasn't approachable, like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. Go ahead, bro.
But what I went through my life is the reason why I'm the way I am, and that's what I want to do today. Is I want to try to give my fans or whoever watches this video a better understanding of me personally, so they could try to understand me, a little bit better or whatever, if they care to or whatever, just to try to, because I'm an activist and I try to fucking like do what I do, and these things are what make me who I am. So okay,
Yeah.
so all of that with my mom and my dad, and my dad abusing my mom, and then them eventually breaking up, and then me and my sister kind of bouncing back and forth between her and him. Mostly we would want to be with my mom, but she wasn't able to take care of us literally. Like my mom would go missing for 3 weeks, a month, months at a time, and we wouldn't see her. There was a time where we lived in apartments over there off of Homestead, and my mom would pay the bills there, but we never saw her. Like, never saw her. We were teenagers. We were like in high school, and we was basically raising ourselves at this time. And we would cook food for ourselves and stuff like that. My mom would buy food sometimes. But like I say, she would go 3 weeks, a month, couple of months before, and we wouldn't see her.
Yeah, I remember that shit, bro. Standing over there in Crofton, Crofton Place, and it just being us there.
Exactly. It was our only kids there, and we ran the household, and party every day, smoking weed or whatever. No real parental guidance at all. But good thing that me and Alifa were so mature for our age, or things could have been, much, much, much worse. But me and Alifa were mature because of all the shit that we went through. We didn't allow too much riffraff in the house, and it wasn't too much crazy shit going on in the house. It really wasn't. But we still didn't have no parental guidance at all. It was just me and her making the decisions about everything. Even to get up and go to school.
Yeah, because y'all used to have the shit. But I used to have, pretty much, yeah. Y'all would wake my ass up and have to go to school. Bro, I remember them days, dog. Having to fucking take the super value the grocery store, taking their basket to go do our laundry and shit, walking down fucking Tidwell to go do laundry, bro. Oh my God.
But I ain't gonna lie, that stuff made me strong. I'm here, it may sound like I'm complaining about that, but that again, that's what made me who I am to this day. I don't need nobody. I don't have to rely on another soul on the planet. I've been through more shit than like anybody I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm a strong ass person, bro. I'm hard like a fucking diamond, for real. And my feelings, I get emotional about things, but nigga, you can't hurt my fucking feelings, bro. That's one thing you cannot do. You can't hurt me. I've been hurt so terribly hard that there's nothing anyone could do that could hurt me at this point. I'm hard. Like they say, hard niggas. I'm one of them. I don't give a fuck. I can completely detach my feelings from the situation. Completely. Somebody could be going through the worst possible shit. And like I say, I get emotional because I care. Like I care for the homeless. I care for mental health. I care. I love humans. I love people. But like my mom, I can flip a switch and turn my feelings completely off.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. And like, it's crazy, dude. Like, 'cause like my wife used to tell me all the time. She was like, "You have a funny way of looking at people when they talk." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she was like, "You kind of crease your forehead or wrinkle your forehead, if you will, and you lift that one eyebrow. You just look at a person like they got shit on their face." And I'm like, "That's not true. I'm very approachable. People talk to me, but I will say, bro, like over the years, like I had built that wall up like that where I was like very detached from people. But I think, me getting with my wife and having children and, and taking the kids to play dates and, like I became very, like I became this open person, I don't know, I always feel compelled to help. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate to see people going through shit. You know what I'm saying? Even the motherfuckers that is self inflicted that they're going through, it still is like I always have this thought in the back of my mind, like what if it was me? You know what I'm saying? And then I also have this thought in my mind. I guess it goes back to religion. And I'm like, who am I? To say God saved me. You know what I'm saying? God gave me chance after chance. Don't this person deserve it? Like I don't know. But what I really want to get to, bro, I know you're telling your story, and I'm gonna stop interrupting you and let you tell your story. But I want to get to is like, why do you feel like people look at you like you a loser or this or that? They could. I mean, so I just want to hear your take on that. Why you feel that way? What leads?
Well, it's the
What
energy.
things about this feeling?
It's the energies that I get from people. Well, for one, I don't make very much money. I wait tables. I'm 43 years old now. I wait tables. I serve people for a living. And like, what the fuck? How did you end up here? What the fuck? That's what I mean. And like, I don't know. I'm a black man.
Do you think it's your mortality that's peeking out at you? Like you're facing your mortality, like you're looking at the simple fact that, hey, I am 43 years old. I'm trying to make it through school. I'm waiting tables.
Exactly.
I got 3 kids, 3 baby mamas. It could just be the perception that you have.
I don't have a feeling about myself as a loser. I don't feel like I'm a loser. I don't. I really don't. I'm saying that this is the perception I feel that people have of me. I don't feel like I'm a loser. I really don't. That's the reason why I want to tell my story, because I want people to understand how I landed here. And there's a reason for this, where I'm at in my life. I made decisions, and I stand on every decision I made for me to land where I'm at in my life. I do not feel like I'm a loser at all. But I feel like people look at me, and that's how they see me. A lot of people do, I think. I could be wrong. That's the energy I feel that I'm getting from people. Like when I go to my job, I work in a restaurant. I go and I wait tables. I walk up to the table and they look up at me, and I feel like a lot, not all of my tables, but some of them, I think they look at me and they're like, God damn, this guy's damn, need to get his shit together.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what they're thinking. I could be completely wrong. But my exes too, like some of the people, some of the, the women that I've had in my life, that's what I feel like too. I feel like some of them see me that way,
Yeah.
Fuck, just like in that movie Life, can't get right. I'm that nigga in the movie, can't get right. Oh, he just can't get right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, bro. Like I don't see you in that way. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't. I've never looked at you in that way. And people can look and have a perception. And yes, that does matter. In a lot of aspects of our life, even though we say it doesn't, it does matter. But at the same time, you have to look at like what you're doing. How you have a platform. You're out here. You're doing a podcast. 4 or 5 days a week. Never know where this goes. You're doing
breaking up.
As for those things, all of that. I'm saying what you're doing as far as your job and all of that shit can definitely change. You know what I'm saying? You have the ability and the know-how to definitely change. Like, I watched you go from fucking waiting tables to running a fucking Olive Garden restaurant. So,
Yeah.
you know,
And I earlier
you
this
have
year,
that ability.
I took real estate classes and I passed all that shit. All I got to do is go take the state test. I don't know. I've been procrastinating and my money been funny, so I just didn't want to be in a bind money wise because the test cost money, and I don't really know, but why I haven't done that yet. But that's coming soon. I need to go take that state test so that I can get my license. That class cost me $1,400.
Oh, okay. That's what's up, bro.
I passed it. I got all my certificates. All I got to do is go take the damn state test. And I know I'll pass it. I have no doubt in my mind. And I figure I could do that on the side, maybe while I'm, still attending school and so forth and so on. So that's kind of my plan. But I think what you said though about like me doing the podcast show and stuff, I think all of this is me trying to like prove to the world that I'm not a loser, bro. I swear. I do a lot of shit.
A lot of it could be your perception, because, and the reason I say that, bro, not to say, oh, what you're feeling, all that, but it's not real. No. But what I'm saying is because I was the person that went down that rabbit hole, that went down like, damn, man, people look at me like I'm a piece of shit. Like, they look at me, I'm just this fat motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I come to realize, bro, like, it was all a perception, dude, because when I speak amongst people, you know what I'm saying? And I'll get like a weird vibe from them, and then later on, bro, they'll be like, say, dude, I don't know who the fuck you are. It's my first time meeting you, but your words, and your knowledge, like, dude, you own the something. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of times, man, I truly started to realize that a lot of it was my own perception that I had fucking engraved in my head. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, bro, I don't think people really don't give a fuck. We think people are looking at us a lot of time, and for the most part, people really don't. Really, everyday busy life people like ourselves that's fucking out here grinding, trying to make a difference, trying to do something, and they come in the restaurant just to have a fucking dinner. They really don't give a fuck. It's like, man, give me great service, and I may or may not fucking tip you, and get the fuck out of here. Like, they really don't give a fuck, bro. I don't even think people care enough anymore to even, like, yes, they're still judgmental people, but if you look around at most people that's judgmental, that have time to sit up and critique and criticize what other people are doing, look at their fucking lives. Their life is shit.
Right.
They don't have a fucking life, bro. They're going from pillar to post themselves. You know what I'm saying? So
a lot of them are miserable. And that's what I be thinking about too. When I get into my feelings, I start thinking about it and I be like, yeah, a lot of these people are pretty fucking miserable. And that's the reason why they come out and spread their misery with others. I think that's what happens. So, they want you to be miserable so you can be in the same club with them and shit. So I think you're right. And another thing you said that, my own perception, maybe I need to go to a therapist, bro. I've never been in therapy. So, maybe I need to do that, because maybe where all of this is coming from is really my own perception of myself. I don't see it that way, but that could be it. I'm honest enough with myself to know that maybe that is what it is. Maybe it's not people seeing me as a loser. Maybe it's just me seeing myself as a loser, and I'm projecting that on others. And telling myself that the energy is coming from them, but really it's just me and my own perception of myself.
Yeah, man.
That could be true. That could be true. Yeah, let me go back to my story. So my mom in and out of mental health places, in and out of drug rehab centers. Growing up with my dad was really depressed behind what he did to my mom. He really had a problem with it because once he got, you know, once they broke up and kind of he get time had went on, I could see that he really, felt really bad about what he did. And so because of that, my mom would use him, because, he felt bad about what he did. And my mom knew that he felt bad about it. So she would take advantage of him. Like he couldn't tell her no for shit. Later on, when they were no longer together, it could be anything my mom asked my dad for, he would give it to her. And even when he was in his relationships with other people, other women, my mom would pop in and out of his life, and those women would just have to deal with it. Not that he would be with her, but if she needed some place to stay, literally whatever it was, he would stop whatever he was doing and do whatever he could do for her. And whoever person he was with, the woman he was with, they would have to just deal with it. So anyways, all right, so fast forward a bit. My dad's going through things again, and I'm in high school. I'm in Yates. Go to Yates. I was supposed to be the class of '97 at Jack Yates High School, and what happened was I ended up moving with my dad. I had to move away from my mom for whatever reason because something happened again. And I moved in with my dad. And my dad lived on the north side, Lockwood, Imperial Valley, that area. And he lived in the house that was, this house was given to them. This house was given to them, my mom or my dad. I don't know who it came from. One of their sides of the family. And but this house, they didn't take care of it, and it fell apart. So I move in with my dad, and there's literally a hole in the ceiling in the kitchen area, a big, huge hole in the ceiling. And if it rained, the water literally came into the kitchen. So we didn't go into the kitchen at all. The way we cooked food was through like a microwave. This house was terrible. It was like the lights might be on or they might be off. The water might be on or it might be off. And I remember a lot of times like we didn't have water in that house. And I remember I always used to heat up water in the microwave to wash my clothes or, stuff like that. The microwave was everything, used for everything at this time. And so I would go through this drama living in this house with my dad, going through what he was going through because I loved my dad and I wanted to be close to him. My sister couldn't handle it. She wasn't there. It was just me and my dad at this time. I think my sister, I don't know where she was. She was probably with my mom. Like I said, we bounced around like a motherfucker. So, and I remember, and so like I say, this house was on the north side, but I was going to Jack Yates at this time. So every day I would catch the bus to school in the morning and I would be late literally every day. I missed we had block scheduling at this time where you do like 4 classes one day and 4 classes the next day. I would miss my first period literally every day, Oh, you guys, give me a second. Let me give me a second. Okay, yeah, my computer was about to die. I needed to plug it up, so we're good now. Yeah, so okay, so yeah, microwave was everything. What to even wash my clothes, and like I say, food, everything I ate came out of the microwave because we couldn't cook at this time. So was my life, and I was late to school every day. And not only that, I was getting in trouble at school. I'm a smart kid, but I didn't go to class. I would skip. I would leave for lunch every day and go play basketball at U of H. That's part of the reason why I go to U of H today, because I fell in love with U of H back then. Because U of H was right across the street from Jack Yates, if anybody knows. So yeah, I jumped the fence with my friends. We would break into the Harfines Pavilion, the basketball court that the basketball players played, the U of H basketball players played on. Because we like to play on good, the dudes I ran with at this time thought knew they were going to be in the NBA. So yeah, so we like to hoop on, the hardwood floors or those rubber floors, the ones that give. It's better on your knees and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because hooping out there on the asphalt is hard as fuck on your knees and ankles and shit. And then it's hot out, and then it's hot outside. So these gyms, literally, we broke into these places. We weren't supposed to be there. We would break in and we would hoop in these places. We'd get kicked out, sometimes get arrested. I got brought back to school in handcuffs so many times. But, my parents was not like all that involved in my life to the point where like it didn't really matter that much, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I was getting in trouble a lot. And I was missing classes, skipping class, smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Either I was skipping class to go smoke weed or I was skipping class to go hoop. Because I had two crowds that I hung with. I had the pothead crowd, and then I had the niggas that just knew they was going to the NBA. And that was my crews that I hung with. So some days I was with the guys that like to hoop, and some days I was with the potheads. So, but anyways, I got in trouble one time, and like I say, came back to school in handcuffs, and they found out that I didn't live in the district. They found out that I lived, way on the north side. So basically, they kicked me out of the school. They said, you can't go here. You're not in the district. That's it. You're kicked out of school. So I went to Forest Brook High School. And, let me back up a bit. I realized that I couldn't do this anymore. That I loved my dad and I wanted to be there with him. But with him going through what he was going through, I had to make a decision. I was thinking about my future, and I sat there one day and I was like, if I stay here, my future is going to be shit. I'm going to end up in prison or in jail, or I'm going to end up being a drug dealer or some shit like that. So I was sitting there one day, probably in the dark, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. So, that's how I ended up back with my mom, and that's how I ended up in it was either Crofton Apartments, or I don't even think I was in Crofton at that time, because there was a time I moved in with my cousin and they were across the street in what's the apartment? Swiss Village. I lived in Swiss Village for like a year or 2 years. I don't know how long it was. Whatever. It was less than a year. Across the street, Swiss Village. With a cousin, because I didn't have nowhere to be. And this was me escaping from that fucking shit with my dad. And so, got enrolled into Forest Brook High School, and I lived with my cousin, and, that was my life. And so, damn it, I forgot where I was going with this. I'm in Forest Brook. I was class of 97 at Jack Yates, but Yates was in HISD, Forest Brook within North Forest ISD, and in North Forest you needed whatever number of credits you needed to graduate, and HISD had a totally different system. So even there was no, I had to repeat the 12th grade. I had to repeat the 12th grade to graduate. So I repeated the 12th. I failed 12th grade. Now, how many people out there do you know failed 12th grade and returned to school and graduated? But I had it in me. I was like, I'm not gonna be. That's what I used to tell myself every day. I'm not gonna be a statistic. I'm not gonna be a statistic. I'm not gonna be a statistic. I was telling myself that every day, and that's how. Because, like I say, I didn't have much. My sister didn't graduate high school. She dropped out. I told myself I am not gonna be a statistic. There was no motivation coming from my parents to continue to go to school. All the motivation came from within me. I said I will not be a statistic, and I will get my fucking high school diploma. A GED is no fucking good for me. I want better for me. I want a fucking high school diploma, and I'm gonna make it fucking happen. And that's what I did. So anyway, so like I say, I moved from my dad. I moved into with my mom. Somehow we end up in Crofton Apartments. This shit is crazy, man. This shit is fucking crazy. I was in co-op. I worked at Jack in the Box. I would leave school early every day, but that's because I had the co-op pass. Because I had to go to work. I worked like every freaking day. I worked graveyard shift, 10 to fucking 6, people. And I did and went to school. 10 to 6, that was my hours. 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. I worked graveyard shift in the drive-thru at Jack in the Box. That's what I did during high school. Okay, I did that for 4 years. Anyways, so yeah, one day I leave school early one day. I didn't have work that day. I left school early. I went home and I climbed in my bed and I took a nap. And the fucking cops came and like the door was open or something. It must have been cracked. The cops came in again. We're there alone. Fucking teenage kids, no parents in sight. The cops come in and they're asking me questions and shit. And I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I just left school. And, my sister's boyfriend at the fucking time, you probably know that nigga. Really dark-skinned nigga. TJ. Piece of shit-ass nigga. He was driving her car around, and apparently he had did a home robbery. A home invasion robbery.
Yeah.
There was witnesses who saw the car. And the cops saw the car parked in the apartment complex, and then they went to the office to find out which apartment that car belonged to. So that's how they ended up in our apartments. So and bitch ass nigga TJ was there that day with Alifa, and I was there, and I think Myron was there. Anyways, they came in and they was like, okay, yeah, there was a crime. And we need to take y'all back to the scene of the crime to holler at these witnesses, to see what the fuck. They wouldn't even let me put my shoes on. Like I say, I was in the bunk bed. I was asleep. They came in there. They came to the back. Literally came straight into the apartment and came all the way to the back and was like, oh, he's in here. He's hiding. I specifically remember one of the cops saying that. He's in here. He's hiding. They came back there, holler at me, and I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? And they was like, oh, yeah, there was a robbery or whatever the hell, some crime or some shit. So we need to take you back to make sure that these witnesses can identify you. I was like, can I put on my shoes? They was like, you don't need no shoes. They walked my ass through fucking rocks and all kinds of shit with no fucking shoes on and put me in the car. I'm handcuffed, took me back to the scene of the crime. There was a neighbor. The neighbor to the house that got robbed, he was a CO, just so happened. He was a CO in one of the prisons. He was a correctional officer. And he was friends with the people's house who got robbed. So he had a personal, influence in this situation. So, and they took me back, and I was parked, I was in the car in the backseat of the cop car. And this guy, he was the neighbor who was supposedly the witness. He looked in the car and looked at me in my face and said, yes, that's him right there. That was him. he did it or whatever. And I looked at him because let me go back a little bit, because when the cops came and like handcuffed me and shit, I was like, this ain't gonna be nothing. They're gonna go and figure out that, you know, I didn't have shit to do with this. This is gonna be a short ordeal and I'll be back home. You know what I mean? This is what I'm thinking, because I'm like, I didn't do shit. I didn't do a damn thing. So I wasn't even worried at that time. I wasn't. I figured, you know, they're gonna work this out. They're gonna figure this out. So, but when it go back to the scene, nigga looks into the fucking car and he looks at me in my fucking eye and says that that was him. And I opened my eyes really wide and looked at him in his face, and I was like, you know, are you sure, brother? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you know, I have nothing to do with this. Like, I don't even know what you guys are even fucking talking about. You know? No, that was him. That was him. It was him. You know, that's what the dude said. The cops was like, oh, well, he said that was you. You was there. Witness. Done. So TJ is in the car, police car right next to me, and he was like, oh man, that's some bullshit, da-da-da-da-da, dee-dee-da-da-da. The cops was like, oh wait, so that's some bullshit? So what do you know about that thing, or about it then? You know, so he didn't say nothing. He just shut up or whatever. You know, so anyways, I go to jail for this fucking shit. My mom, they bail me out, you know, and but I got this case, burglary of a fucking habitation. It's a felony. Okay, so the cops, they had evidence. They had a footprint outside of a window, you know, of how the person who robbed TJ bitch ass, robbing the house, his footprint was outside of the window, and they matched it to him. So they could prove that he was on the scene. They had no proof I was on the scene because I fucking wasn't. But they said that I was the getaway driver. I was the driver. So that's the reason why they say I wasn't, there was no evidence, because I just stayed in the car or something, I guess. You know, I mean, how many niggas rob a house and one nigga stays in the car? Like, I mean, I ain't never robbed a house before, but I couldn't imagine that being the scenario. I'm just going to sit in the car and wait for you to rob the house? That don't even make fucking sense to me. But that's what they said I did. So that's that. So they don't need any physical evidence on the site because I'm just a getaway driver, if you will. I'm in high school, bro. I'm a senior in high school at Forest Brook. I am not going to be a statistic. And I'm fighting this fucking case. And just so happened, mom, you know, she worked at Beer Paredes downtown at the time. There was a big time lawyer. I can't think of his name right now. He was a regular at the restaurant, and he knew her personally. And she cried to the guy and asked him to take the case, and he did. But you know, of course, she had to pay. She paid everything she had to this guy. Like, she emptied her bank account for this guy to fight for me. And I think that if it wasn't for that, I probably would have sat down for 15, 25 years for this fucking case that I had nothing to do with. So thank God my mom knew this guy, you know, and he worked on that case. But it was going to go to trial, right? They were like, this case is going to go to trial. They were like, they don't need evidence. They have a witness. So the guy doesn't, even if you wasn't involved, the guy can just gonna see you sitting back there next to your lawyer, and when the court happens, he'll just come up and say, yes, that was the guy, and point to me. This is what the lawyers was telling me and my mom. So they said, take the plea. You don't want to go to trial. I said, I want to go to trial. I said, I'm innocent. I need them to prove me guilty. I want to go to trial. You know what I'm saying? I ain't have shit to do with this. The lawyers was like, no, you don't want to go to trial, because if they do, they're going to find you guilty of this fucking felony. And you have a felony on your fucking record. And they really pulled my mom's heartstrings. And then she was fucking with me. So I went ahead and took the plea. I took the plea, criminal trespassing was the plea. So it got dropped down from a felony to a misdemeanor of criminal trespassing, which is on my record to this day. And that's what it was. After us going to court for 2 years for this, we literally went to court every month for 2 years until finally it was that plea and it was over. So this happened while I was in high school, you guys. Okay, so that's just like I'm trying to get you guys to understand a little bit of my fucking story. All right. So, all right, this happens not long after that. Okay, so wait, let me back up a little bit. I met the mother of my son, my first child, at Jack Yates, and we fell in love. Well, let's say I fell in love with her. I can't speak for her. I fell in love with her, and we were together. And so, like, and you know how my mom and my sister are. They're users, right? Like, man, I don't know. My sister might be watching this. I really don't want to make her upset, but anyways, I was being taken advantage of by my family. Like I said, I worked at Jack in the Box. I made money. I didn't really have I helped with the bills. Like I said, I paid my mom's car note every other month. And I split the bills and stuff. I would pay the light bill every now and then or whatever the hell. Or even part of the rent. This is during the time of the fight in the case and so forth and so on. And so, anyways, me and my first baby mama was together, and then she fell out with her dad, and she went back to Florida. And I was like hurt. I was like, damn, she just fucking left me. It was really because of the problem with her dad, and she went back to live with her mom in Florida. And I don't know, I think a year, 2 years, I don't know how many years passed. She came back. And at this time, because of that case, we got kicked out of our apartment. And we couldn't even find, my mom could not find an apartment with me on the lease. They wouldn't let us in. So we ended up in Chateau. You know them apartments? Fucking pieces.
Chateau down there in Senegal, yeah.
Bunch of fucking crackheads and shit living there. It was a piece of shit apartment. I had some of the worst nightmares I ever had in my life in that apartment. I felt like the devil attacked me one night. I ain't gonna lie, that's a whole nother story. That's how we ended up there, because no place would let us move in with me on the lease because of this fucking case I had. Anyways, baby mama number one, I don't want to say her name because I don't know how that will cause problems, but she came back. And that's when we lived in Chateau, and she had a baby, six months old baby. She came back to Houston with a 6-month-old baby. And I was like, but see, the thing is, she was really close friends with my sister. I know you know this, dudes, but she was really close friends with my sister, and that's how we met in the first place. So when she came back, she was friends with my sister, and she was around all the time. Literally at my house, at our apartment all the time. And so, she was, and I didn't want to have nothing to do with her, because she came back with a baby, and plus she left me. I loved the shit out of her, and she just straight up left me and went to fucking Florida, and I was hurt behind that. But when she came back with a baby, and like I said, I didn't want to have nothing to do with her. And I remember one of my uncle, one of my cousins was like, man, that chick is beautiful, bro. You stupid. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. His some of the stuff he was saying kind of got into my head, and then her being around, and then me kind of wanting her in a certain way, mostly in a sexual way. I was to this day, I'm super attracted to her. She's all the way gorgeous to me. I love tall women. Anyway, she fits the bill. So, let me say something a little bit, because you remember Chateau. I remember you used to say we would wrestle. Remember? They was like, they be wrestling. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You would be like, they wrestle all the time. And that's funny, because we really did wrestle a lot. She's strong. She was a strong chick. And then she also liked to play games when it came to, like, let's say sex or whatever, So like, yeah, so we would wrestle. And it would end with sex. So fucking crazy, bro. That's so fucking crazy. So, but that's how we ended up getting back together. We got back together in Chateau, us wrestling I remember the night. I ain't gonna tell that story. It's way too intimate. But I remember the night when we, when it happened and what she said and everything. But I'm not gonna say that right here because it's a little bit intimate. But yeah, so we got back together in Chateau, and I was like, I was like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I love this chick, and her daughter can be my daughter. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I love her and I love her daughter, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Period. And that what happened. Okay, so my parents is my family bleeding the shit out of me, and so she was an escape for me. So we moved out of Chateau. I don't know if it was from there, if it was Aldi Melroute.
So Aldi Melroute, right across from MacArthur.
And Aldi Melroute, and it's because we moved out of Chateau because it was a piece of shit. We only was there for about 6 months. I remember that. My mom signed like a 6 months lease or whatever, I think, and that place was trash. So we was there about 6 months, and then we ended up on Aldi Melroute. And so out of Aldi Melroute is when me and Lee, we got our own fucking place. We moved in together. We became a fucking family. Damn it, I said her name. And so, but this was an escape, right? Because I felt like my family was bleeding the shit out of me. So this was kind of a way for me to say no to them whenever my mom. So at this point, once I moved in with her and we got our own place, if my mom came to me for her help with her car note, I could say, I don't have it. I'm sorry. I got a family now. You know what I'm saying? I just can't do it. If my sister came to me for this, that, and other, I'm sorry. I got a family now. I literally can't do it. You know what I'm saying? That gave me an excuse to tell them no. You know what I mean? So she was kind of an escape from my family. So, but look, soon after that, my daddy dies. He passes a fucking way. I was still working at Beer Paredes. I was working at Beer Paredes at this time. This was 2002, 2001, 2002. I think it was December 2001 when he passed. Because he passed like right after his birthday or right around the time of his birthday, which is a trip because, and I'm going to tell this story too. Anaya's mom passed away right after her birthday. And she was born in December also. November. She was born in late November. I'm sorry. She was born in late November. My dad was born early December, but it's really close together. They both died soon after their birthday. Anyway, so my daddy passes, right? Like, and at this time, like, even though like my dad was going through what he was going through, I still had him. I could go to his house and visit him. I could call him and talk to him about my problems. You know what I mean? He dies. He dies. This is soon after beating that case. Well, not beating it, but taking the plea and moving on with my life, and then moving in with my first baby mama, having that life. And first baby mama was pregnant with my son at this time when my daddy passed. And, I remember one day sitting at the bus stop, and it was me, her, and her daughter, and she was pregnant at the time. And I'm just bawling out, like bawling. I mean, I must have been crying for a day or two. And she was like, you got to get over that shit or whatever. She was like, get over that shit. I felt like she was very insensitive about it because earlier her dad passed away too. And I remember when her dad passed away, me and her lived together in her dad's house. After he passed away, she ended up getting kicked out of that house because, a little while afterwards, the family came in and was like, nah, you can't have the house. And it wasn't legally left to her. So, and I remember how upset and torn up she was when her dad died. And then when my dad died, she seemed so insensitive. I remember that. But anyway, we're sitting at the bus stop and I'm bawling and she's like, yeah, you got to get over this shit. And she was like 8 months pregnant with my son this time. And so it was real. One of the things I was hurt about at that time was that my daddy never got to meet my son. That's what I was thinking about. I remember that day. I was like, damn, man, if he could have hung on for just a couple more months, he would have got to meet my son. Never got to meet my son. He died before my son was born. That shit hurt the shit out of me, man. I was
Yeah.
22 years old, and my daddy was everything because my mom's crazy. So and my daddy was my best friend. My daddy was my best and only real friend. He was the person I could talk to about this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? Also somebody I could go to if I needed money or if I needed this or if I needed that. There was no one else on the planet I could go to for help. And he died. So I don't know. I'm gonna take a break for the story and come back. So go ahead, make your comments. You got comments?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, nah, man. I was just saying, like you taking me down, man. You know me, man. Like I don't forget shit, bro. Like I remember every fucking thing. So talking, like you taking me back. Like I remember when you and Lee first became official, bro. And, and I used to tease the fuck out of you, like, nigga, you in love, nigga, she punking your ass. Like I remember that shit, bro. Like I remember everything that you pretty much you're talking about, man. It was just and then talking about Lisa. I mean not Lisa, but talking about baby moms. I don't want to say her name. I don't want to do no name drops. And then her daughter, like that was my little road dog there, man. Like you know what I'm saying? But it was. Yeah, bro. Like it was just, yeah, man. I mean, I get it, man. One of the things I will say is that I've learned, like, you can't nobody tell you how to grieve. Can't nobody tell you how to get over a loss. You have to find it within yourself to build up that courage to move forward. And can't nobody tell you how to mourn, grieve, whatever. You know what I'm saying? A loss is a loss. You know what I'm saying? It's still a loved one, a father, a mother, a child, grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that you're close to. And I know, hearing it, yes, true enough, it definitely sounds insensitive. And I don't know if it was just her telling you, hey, you guys think, like, hey, you need to get over it because, she's looking at the fact that, hey, man, you got a child coming in 2 months or less than a month, however long she was at the time, pregnant, and y'all, moving forward, maybe she didn't want you to fall into like a funk where you couldn't physically or mentally be there for her and the baby. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know her mindset. I don't know what her thought process was and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, I think when she had the kid, I wasn't even around at that time. I think that's when Mama had enough of me and fucking had sent me off to
wait, let me tell that story because I was thinking about that right now because this story that I told just now kind of left that part out. And I want to tell you, brother, Deuce, I wanted to take you. I don't know if we had this conversation. We may have had it way back then.
Yeah, we
because
did. Yeah, we did, bro.
I wanted to take you, bro. I understood. I remember that shit so clearly. I remember the day it happened, bro, with the money. And then my mama was mad and she came home and she was like, I ain't dealing with this shit no more. And she was just like, I'm finna take this nigga and drop him off, at the shelter. I'm not dealing with this shit no more. And I remember being like, bro, I really wanted to take you, as mine and you and me and Lee would have taken you. You know what I'm saying? You would have been with us. And this was I don't know. I don't remember how much of an argument we may have had. Me and Lee may have had an argument about this because this was a real thing that almost really happened. But it didn't happen because I was thinking about my life and I was like, can I take care of a, damn near grown kid? You know what I'm saying? Can I really make sure that this kid is going to be good? You know what I mean? And I think that's what happened. I think that we talked about it and she was like, you can't, you're not in a position to do it. But I wanted to do it, bro. I wanted to do it. And I feel so bad about the way that happened. Because I wanted you to be there. Man, I love you, bro. And I felt like,
Oh yeah.
I felt like you was getting a, bro. My story, if my story is terrible, your story is terrible times two. I would say, you know what I'm saying? Your story is I would say your story is worse than mine, bro. Like I really would say that, given the parents that you had, and then going to foster care and all of this shit. Like I went through a lot of shit, but I didn't go through that. And you know what I'm saying? My parents didn't fucking abandon me, you know what I'm saying? Like completely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I really wanted to take you. And then I also felt like it was my fault because it was about the money. You took the money that day, and then I think I told my mom about it, and then she was so pissed about it, and that was like the last straw, and that's how you ended up in foster care. So that's another reason why I felt like it was my fault.
Nah, that
You
wasn't
understand?
your fault, bro. That was a choice. That was a choice that I made. You know what I'm saying? Being dumb. You know, because I was in intermediate at the time, and I think a couple of the little Hispanic partners I used to run with. You know, like we were gonna go to the flea market. That was the one day that the flea market was open. And you remember they had got me into liking those little lowrider remote control cars. And I took it up on myself. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I need to apologize to you. You know what I'm saying? I apologize. I took it up on myself.
Man, it was
Letting the
like twenty
world know I
dollars,
look it
bro.
up on myself to go in my brother's
Bro,
wallet and take $20. His
that
last
ain't
$20,
shit.
like.
That ain't nothing, bro. That's nothing, bro. That's
But
like,
still, it's stealing though, bro. It's stealing, like, I mean, I was young at the time, man. Like, it's no excuse. I mean, I knew right from wrong. I was in the, fifth grade? Yeah, fifth grade, I think I was. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, it wasn't, it ain't your fault by a long shot. Like, I don't even blame mama. You know, as I got older, I started to think about things. Like I reflected like on my whole life, bro. And I think about, what kind of individual would I have been had I had parents? I think about what kind of individual would I have been if I would have stayed with mama, and you know what I'm saying, and being over there, because I was never at home. I was always out, intro riding with my little Mexican friends. Man, we in middle school, elementary and middle school. They driving their parents' cars and shit. We racing up and down Aldi Bender. Like life could. I probably wouldn't even be here today. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the things that like I want to be bitter. There's moments where I cry about the shit that I went through. You know what I'm saying? Because like they say, the strongest people are also weak too. We have weak moments. And but nah, man, like, bro, I reflect on it. I'm like, man, you know what? Everything when it was happening to me, I couldn't see past it. I was like, why? You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, in this day and time right now, bro, like none of my parents have done anything for me. My mom, my dad has never really done anything for me. Here it is, my mom, has got all kind of health issues and in and out the hospital, bro.
you're breaking up.
I've reached out. I've tried to help. I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands. I've
You're breaking up.
just like
Damn.
my
Damn.
mom, like I've reached out
Damn.
to
Damn.
her.
You're breaking up, bro. You're probably driving through a bad fucking little area. You're probably driving through a fucking bad reception area. Can you hear me? Damn. I lost you, bro. I can't hear you at all now. Are you there? You're probably driving through a bad fucking reception area because I don't have you at all. Lost you. I can't hear you. I lost him. Anyways, my dad dies. I got a baby on the way. Finna be a father. Okay. 22 years old. At this time, I'm going to the National Institute of Technology for medical assistant. Me and my baby mama was both going to the same school. Basically, I was flipping the bill for this because I don't know that she even had a job at this time. It says device not connected. It says they will need to connect their mic and cam before you can add them to the stream. It won't let me add you, bro. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. What you were saying?
But no, man, I was just saying, you know, like, not even to get on the rant about my parents, bro, but, you know, like, I thank God that I'm the person that I've become today. You know, I thank God that I'm the man that I am today. You know, yeah, man, had it not been for those struggles and those hardships, you know, I probably wouldn't be standing here today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I struggled. You know, you remember when I was a kid, bro, I was fucking basically illiterate. Couldn't do math, couldn't do shit, bro. Could barely add 6 plus 6. You know what I'm saying? And going through foster, kind of getting the help, a little of the help that I needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's why I invest so much money into my kids, bro. Like, I pay for my kids to go to Kumon Learning Center. You know, I thank God where my daughter is. You know, today she's 11, she'll be 12. Coming up here November 10th. You know, she'll be 12 years old, bro. She's in the 6th grade. She's doing student council. You know what I'm saying? She's honor roll. She's shooting to make the president's list. You know, they do that here in Texas. You know, she's shooting for that. Like, bro, she's doing outstanding in math and all of that shit, bro. My son, same thing, doing great. You know, and you know, so I just think about, like, had I not went through those things, maybe I wouldn't have been able to see that other side and be where I am today. You know what I'm saying? So I don't fault you. I don't blame you, bro. I love you. I love Lisa. Love Mama. Like, I don't blame nobody, bro. At the end of the day, it was a choice that I feel like it was fucked up and it was harsh. That what Mama did, yeah, in my immature days, I did, but at the end of the day, it's like, now I'm like, bro, that was probably the best thing she could have done. Because you were leaving, moving out, going to be with Lee. Mama was barely at home. It was going to just be me and Lee for there. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no telling what shit was going to be like. So, you know, it was just going through the system was probably the best thing for me, bro. Like, I honestly have to say that it was probably the best thing. It's probably the best thing for me, you know, because I don't know that I would be this person right now. I don't know that I would be employed with a company and they give me the privilege, or trust me with the privilege to drive $3 million worth of equipment 6 days a week. You know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't have the background to have this fucking job because my background would be felony. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I thank God for the way that it happened, bro. So I'm not mad at all, dude. The only thing that gets to me, dude, is that I got 2 beautiful kids, bro, and I have 2 alive parents, and neither one of them ever makes the effort. And I've told them both, like, bro, fuck what happened between us. We can't change that. That's done. That's the past. But I got 2 beautiful kids that don't have any grandparents. Well, they have grandparents, but they don't have grandparents. Y'all, like I told my mom and my dad, I was like, I don't consider y'all fucking grandparents. You're not finna run in and out of their lives like y'all did me, you know? So, yeah, you can hold that title as pawpaw or grandfather or whatever you want to call it, but nigga, you ain't shit. Like I told my mom. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, you ain't shit. Like, you ain't no fucking grandmother. You don't spend no time with my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't come around. You don't do nothing for them. Like, you know, like, yeah, bro. Like, nah. You're not going to do like you did me. I gave you an opportunity. The opportunity is still on the table, but you got to make sure you're right before you come around. Because one thing I don't do to my kids, bro, is I don't lie to my kids. I tell my kids my mistakes, mistakes that I've made. I told them about the, juvenile, all of that shit. Like I've told them, I tell my kids everything, bro. Like I do not lie to them. I don't hide my past from them. Anything I've ever done, I tell them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the same
Like,
way.
they know.
I'm 100 with my kids. I mean, all the way 100. I don't hide anything from them, and I don't sugarcoat shit either. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me go back. 22 years old. My daddy died. Me and my first baby mama together. We're trying to make a life. We had my son. Like I say, we both went to NIT, National Institute for Technology, for medical assistant. And we both graduated. I paid for this for both of us because I was working this whole time. I was paying this bill for us to go to this school. And I had 2 jobs at the time. I waited tables at 2 different restaurants. And that's how I paid. That's how I paid for this. So yeah, so she graduates and she goes on to get a job in the hospital. And after I graduate, we both graduated at the same time. But I was like, man, I'm making so much money doing what I'm doing. I was making like $1,300 a week. I'm 22 years old. That's pretty fucking damn good money. So I didn't, and also I went on an interview to get a job, and the interview didn't go well. They didn't put me on, and I felt all hurt. I don't interview well. I suck at interviews. To this day, I still suck at interviews. I don't think I've gotten very few of my jobs I've gotten off of interviews. Most of the time it's because I knew someone. Almost all of my jobs I got off of knowing someone, because if it was just off an interview, they're not going to hire me because I don't come across well or whatever. I interview terribly. So they didn't, put me on, and I was hurt. So then I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to do what I'm doing. I'm already making good money, so fuck it. So that was my life. Me and baby mama number 1, living in an apartment, raising these kids, because now it's 2 kids now, right? It was the the daughter that she had when we got back together, and now my son. And for the most part, I think we was happy. Like I say, I was in love. I was totally in love. So I don't know where she was at, but I was totally in love. And we centered our life around the kids. And how it ended up was she was working graveyard shift at the hospital, and I worked like days, in the restaurant. And the way we bought a new ass car, Ford Explorer. So that was the only car we had, though. So whoever had the kids had the car. That's how we did it. And also we made a pledge that one of us has to be with the kids at fucking all times. We didn't allow other people, to take care of our kids at all. So how it worked was at night, like I say, at night she's working and I'm there with the kids. In the day I'm working and she's there with the kids. So that's what we did for some years. And so I think that if, for whatever reason, I think that was probably, I don't know what happened. Who knows what happened, but that may have been why we didn't work out in the long run, because overall we was together like 8 years. But you know what happened, right? She started cheating. It was a friend of hers from, I don't know where the fuck she met this nigga. It was a friend of a friend, I think. And so anyways, she used to bring this nigga to the house. She had friends, and she would bring this nigga to the house. This nigga was in the house with the friends, and we'd all hang out or whatever we was doing. Dominoes, cards, whatever the fuck we was doing, hanging out. I had no idea she was fucking this nigga. But everybody knew, like some of my friends knew and some of my family members knew that this was going on. I didn't know. I was completely oblivious because I was fucking all the way in love. So she did something strange one day. She you know her. She's super fucking clean. She's OCD for real. Like for real. I haven't met a person to this day that cleans as well as she does. This chick knows how to get the dirt from the corner. You know how like on the floors of no matter where you at, house, apartment, the floor, and then you got the corners. There's always dirt in those corners. I don't care whose house you go to, there's dirt in those corners. This chick would get a toothbrush and get on her hands and knees, and she would get that shit. That's how OCD she was. She kept our shit fucking immaculately clean. Okay? And she had certain she had certain things that she did related to clothes and so forth, related to how clean she was. Okay? So one day, so we had like a little clothes hamper that we kept in the bathroom. So you take a shower and you put your dirty clothes in this clothes hamper in the bathroom. That's how we did it. One day she was acting strange one day anyway. She was acting kind of weird, and she went to do whatever she was gonna do, a party or whatever she told me it was. And when she came back, she took a shower, and then so her clothes wasn't in the clothes hamper. Like, okay, so and then later, so she went to work. Later, she went to work. I took her to work. I drove her to work. Like I said, we shared the car. Took her to work, dropped her off at work, came back home, and for whatever reason, I was like, because I felt I don't know, I had a some kind of energy or some kind of right. So I went, and I didn't notice her clothes in the clothes hamper, where they would normally be when she takes a shower. The clothes that she was wearing wasn't there. And that struck me as odd because that was how she does her thing. And she has a routine. She's one of them kind of people. She's all the way OCD. So she does things pretty much the same way every time. So where's her clothes at? So I'm sitting there in the bathroom taking a shit or whatever. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I look over and I'm like, the clothes she had on before she took a shower is not there. It would be sitting right on top, right? It would be sitting right on top of the dirty clothes that's in there. They weren't there. And that struck me as odd. So I went to go look for them. And I'm looking through the apartment for her clothes because they got to be fucking here somewhere. They couldn't have fucking disappeared. I find them. They're in like the back of the closet underneath. Like she had like a lingerie or like underclothes basket kind of thing that she had. It was clean clothes. But it was a kind of like a basket that she had like, she kept like bras and underwears. I don't really know. It was, like I say, she had a system for everything. So, I found those clothes that she had on underneath that basket. You know how like, like cum is once it dries out and it gets kind of crusted. It gets kind of hard. Yeah. So her panties was all cum crusted and hard, crispy and shit. When I found them, I was like, look at this fucking shit. So me being the guy that I am, I jump in my car and I go to her job. And I say, hey, we need to talk. And so she was like, I'm at work, I'm busy or whatever. I was like, no, we need to talk. So she told her boss, like, I need to take a break or whatever, so she could talk to me. And so I was like, hey, I found your cum crusted panties in the back of the closet. And she was like, and oh my God, you saying, and I'm telling you, I found your cum crusted panties under the basket in the back of the closet, and then you say, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And so after that, I said, and I'm not paying rent no more, and we're not together no more, and this shit is fucking over, and this is fucking it. You know what I'm saying? I left, and pretty much that's how the conversation went. And I left and I went home. The big fucking baby I am, I crawled up like a big fucking baby on the couch. By the way, these couches was bought with my dad's fucking life insurance. I got a big, huge check when my daddy died. Even though it was split between the 4 children of us, I got a big, huge check from my daddy, and I bought a dining room table. I bought a living room set and all of this shit, and put some of the money away and shit. So anyways, I'm laying on the couch that I bought with the life insurance policy that I got from my daddy, and I'm balled up in the fetal position, and I'm crying like a big fucking baby, bro, because I love the shit out of this chick. So I'm on like I say, I'm on the couch crying, and then here she comes. This was some hours later, because she left work. She left work, and she came in, and she was like, I couldn't stay at work after. I told them I had to go. I couldn't stay at work after you came up there and, said that shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so whatever. So we have our talk or argument or fight or whatever you want to call it. And so like the next day, take her to work. And then I come to her job again. And this time I come with a huge vase of flowers. I probably spent $200 on this shit. The flowers along with the vase and all of that shit. These are like roses and shit. I spent a shit ton of money on this. And I brought it to her job and I gave them to her and I said, okay. I was like, I love you. I love you to death. And I want our family to stay together. You know what I'm saying? I want to be with you, you know what I'm saying, for the rest of my life. Like, this is it for me. But there's one exception. You can't talk to this guy no more. You can't hang out with him no more. You can't talk to his friends or nothing. Like, you gotta X this guy completely out of your life. You can't talk to him or his friends or nothing like that for us to move forward. I'm willing to feel like it's water under the bridge. I'm willing to let it go, but it can't continue. You have to dead it right here. You can't talk to him no more or his friends or none of that shit. That's what I told her. She said, I can't do that. She said, I can't do that. So that was it. So that began the roller coaster ride of the breakup between us, which is a whole fucking story in itself. I don't know how much you know about it, but there was a lot of shit that happened. Us fighting, physically fighting. I put her through the wall one day. We had physical fights. She had her boyfriend and his friends come jump me at the store one day. You know, that vase that I bought her with the flowers, she took it to the dumpster and she threw it in the dumpster and I heard the crash. She threw it away with tears in her eyes. She also tore up my bed because I said, after this, I moved out. I moved in with my mom. It just so happened that my mom lived in the same apartment complex with us at this time. And I moved in with my mom. And so she tore up my bed. This was like a $2,500 bed. It was a wood frame sleigh bed, hardwood, 100% wood. The kind of bed this bed had no screws in it. It goes together. All the pieces just fit. If you know what I'm talking about. There's no screws. 100% wood sleigh bed. This is an expensive fucking bed, bro. The mattress was like top of the fucking line at the time. This bitch tore that shit up and threw it in a dumpster. She knew I would see it because, like I say, we're in the same apartments with a note on it. She put a note on it and said, nobody is going to sleep in this bed, with you. You know what I'm saying? You can't, she knew it was mine. It was like all the furniture in the fucking apartment. She tore up the dining room table. We had a hardwood dining room table too. She tore that up and she tore my bed up and she put a note on there and said, nobody's, me or you, nobody can have this bed because can't nobody sleep in this bed with you. You want to make comments so I can rest my Rest my voice a bit. Go ahead.
Shit. Hey man, on on that one there, bro. Like I don't even want to touch that one. I mean a, that's a touchy subject, bro. People go through that shit, man. It happens in life, man. More people than than what you would think. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just it's just crazy how that shit happened, bro. And that's the thing. Like I don't know. Maybe she's still, in some sense, some way, somehow, even though she, with this dude, or sleeping with this dude, having a relationship with this dude, maybe somehow, some way, she still cared about you, and that's where all of that rage came from. I don't fucking know. Or maybe it was just her. I don't know, bro. But I mean, to be honest with you, bro, it's just big ups to you for even sharing that on a live stream. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of people that wouldn't, a lot of men that wouldn't admit that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, just big up to you on that, man. Like to be able to, yeah, for real.
Yes, it's tough, but I don't have no shame. I have zero shame. I don't give a damn. Only God could judge me, like Tupac say. So I don't give
Nah,
a
bro.
fuck.
I mean, everybody goes through that. Say, man, look, people go through that shit, bro. It's more. You hear all these dudes that's like, ah, man, my bitch cheat, yada yada yada. I'm done. I'm done. Like, man, 9 times out of 10, bro. Most of the time, dude, no. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. Nah, it don't necessarily happen like that. You know what I'm saying? But for you to be able to say, hey man, we have a family, it's worth more than that. I mean, that's big props, man, because like I say, most people would just say, fuck it. I got some partners that shit happened to, and they was like, fuck her and fuck the kids too. Like literally, like, you
Damn.
know, yeah, man, I got a partner right now. Like he was like, bro, I pay child support. He was like, I was trying to see my kids and my kid, and and mama was putting all this shit in my child head, and like, before I hurt my child, I just rather him not be around.
Damn.
So yeah, it's like, so he's like, I pay child support, I support him, I go to his games, I try to support him in all of those ways, but until he matures enough to see past the shit that his mom has engraved in his head, I can't fuck with him like that. He's not allowed. He's not welcome at my house. He's not gonna disrespect my wife and my 2 children that I have now. So
Damn, that's heavy.
Yeah, that's heavy, bro. But man, it's one of those things, man. I don't know what took place with that situation. It's not something that I really want to comment on, but I also know, bro. Once once a man gets a woman mind, it's kind of hard. That's just kind of hard, bro. Before once he gets a mind, bro, it's kind of hard. And it's
Because that's
like,
what she told me. She told me she was in love with him. And she told her friend, and this is another part of the story I'm going to tell. She told her, because that's why I know this, because she told her friend that me and him together made the perfect dude. Like, I was good with the kids. I provided and I paid the bills. You know what I'm saying? I was that guy. He was the guy for fun, and like, treated her like a woman, if you will, worship, you know what I mean? Like romantic or whatever. So,
yeah,
so she fell in love with him of like the fun and the romance or whatever. And she told her friend, so I know this is true because she may not to this day know that I know this. She told her friend that if she could put me and him together, she'd have the perfect man.
yeah, man. And she, like, man, that shit there is kind of crazy, bro. Because it's like, I heard this. I was listening to. This was a while ago. I don't even remember, but I was listening to this podcast, and it's like all these women, talking or whatever. This dude came on, and he was like they brought a guy on, right, on the segment, and they were just talking about that, and like the dude basically for me, he kind of summed it up. A lot of women nowadays out here, bro, like it's basically like they need two men. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get out here and you work hard, you bust your ass. If I give you time, then we lack somewhere else. If I do this, I do that. So you're always constantly trying to balance. So he was like, man, most of y'all need, and that's really how it come off, bro. It's like they need that dude that go to work and provide, and then that one dude that just fucking gives them the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, not give them the world, but you know what I mean? Like he's the fun guy. He takes the trips and go here and go there and go here and go there, and it's like, you know, me and my wife kind of went down that road where like, she was just like, you're not fun, you're not spontaneous, and this and that, and it's like we have no family. You know what I'm saying? It's like you and I and our two kids. So if we want to go somewhere, we got to take them. You know what I'm saying? She don't trust them to stay with nobody. I don't trust them to just stay with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went down that road. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been down that, and just trying to figure it out, bro. Just trying to figure it out. And it's like,
that's why I'm telling my
people
story.
Go through those deals where they try to, it's like,
because hopefully somebody can learn. Hopefully somebody can learn from this. Hopefully somebody, And wait, let me go on, because I'm not innocent in this. Okay, I'm not innocent at all. Okay, and I'm not. So let me tell you the reason why I'm not innocent, and how things eventually played out. So I'm pissed about how things happened and our break. And I'm living with my mom. And so, like I said, she had a very close friend that was always there at the house with us. And she also lived in the same apartment complex with us. So she was kind of a mutual friend of us, right? So me being hurt and me wanting to find some kind of way to get revenge, guess what I did?
I already know. When you said she had that friend, like, it was like, oh, we know what you done. You say look, brother.
I fucked her friend. I absolutely did. I fucked her friend. It was like her closest friend, her best friend. And I fucked her. And I did it out of spite because I knew that, like, see, it's not easy to get to someone like this person, like my first baby mama, like, to hurt her or whatever. So, and then being the guy that I am, this is not something I'm necessarily proud of. But if I want to get you, I'm going to get you in a way that's going to hurt you. Like, I'm going to hurt you. You know what I mean? I'm going to hurt you because physical pain don't last long enough for this kind of shit for me. You know what I mean? I want to hurt you in a way that's going to last, my nigga.
Yeah.
And so that's how I am. And, that's not necessarily a good part of me, but that is a part of me. So anyways, I wanted to hurt her. And I sat there in my mom's house. I had fun for a while, bro. I went fucking strippers. I dated a little bit, but I wanted to hurt her. She was on my mind, if that makes any sense. So I went, I cultivated this relationship with her friend, and I did what I did. And, of course, she found out. So let me tell the story of the last day I saw my son for 10 years. So, okay, I'm living with my mom. Like I said, I screwed her friend, and she found out about it, and she was mad about it or whatever. But I still got to see my son and stuff, and I still lived with my mom, and the friend kept coming around. Like, after I had used her for what I needed to use her for. I had no use for her anymore, if that makes any sense. But she kept coming around, bro. She kept coming around, and also she was there for me. Like, if you know, she was there for me when I needed this, that, and the other. I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about in other ways. She was there for me like a friend, because she was a mutual friend of ours. And so at this time, like I say, I was trying my best to push her away. I was mean to her. I was very, very mean to her, but she kept coming around, even though I was mean to her, trying to make it clear that I don't want to be with you. But she kept coming around and, being a friend. So as time went on, we actually, grew into an actual real relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up kind of moving in. I moved in with her because I was living with my mom. I moved in with her. We were living together for a bit, and baby mama brought to. At this time, we didn't have the greatest relationship, right? It's still kind of like we're fighting over the breakup, because we fought for a long time. Like, this breakup was as ugly as you can imagine, and it drug out for as long as you can imagine. Like, every time I saw her, it was a problem. Her and the dude that she was with, he had a problem with me just really because of the stuff she was telling him, but they had a problem. So you know how it goes. Like, I'm picking up the kid, a fight or something happens. They drop off the kid, a fight or something happens. Like, this was every fucking time. So anyway, she brought Tariq to me, dropped him off to me, and he was there, and he got sick. He got like a staph infection. He maybe 3 years old. How old fucking was he? He was a little bitty kid, and he had a staph infection, serious enough to put him in the hospital. I was in the hospital with him for 3 or 4 days. Literally, I couldn't go to work or nothing. I couldn't work because I had to be there with him at the hospital. And she was nowhere to be found, because it was, like I say, it was sporadic. She would randomly bring him. That's how she was. She didn't care if I had to go to work or whatever my situation or my schedule was. She would randomly bring him and drop him off. You know what I'm saying? And I would just have to deal with it. And that's just how it was at this time. So this was one of the times she dropped him off, and she was gone for like a week or so, however long. And I couldn't even get in contact with her. I'm in the hospital with my son for 4 days, and I'm trying to contact his mom. I'm calling her friends. I'm calling her, relatives and shit to try to get in contact with her. And somehow she gets the message. She shows up. We're at the hospital. We're at the hospital at this time. But I had moved in with, with friend. And so she came there, to see what's up, basically to pick him up, to check on him, because she had found out he was in the hospital and he was sick and shit. So I have to back up a little bit. So this baby mama number one, she's half black and half white. All right. She has a real animosity towards the white side of her family because they treated her some kind of way when she was a kid. She got mistreated as a kid for being a mixed kid from the white side of her family. And, she didn't have the best relationship with her mom. Her mom is the white one. Her dad's the black one. So she really has a problem with white people. But it's really weird because the best friend is white. The best friend was a white woman. But she really does have a problem with white people. So I have to tell that to understand this story a bit better. So she shows up to pick him up, to find out that I'm living with the friend, and the friend is a white woman. And she really, really, really had a problem with that. Not only that, it was her friend, and she felt like, that was a violation, but violation number 2 was that she was white, So anyway, so like I say, she shows up, and I'm like, she's like, all right, I'm coming to pick up my son. And I'm like, man, I don't know, bro. Like, the way you're behaving is not very, like, you're not being very, like, mature. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that I should let him leave with you. You know what I mean? Because you wilding out right now, and she's like, I just want to hold him. I just want to hold him. Da, 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 da. That's what she kept saying. So, and she was crying. And so me being the guy that I am, and I really, that day, I really didn't have no intention of him leaving with her, because I didn't feel like, it was a stable situation because of the things that she was doing and the way she was living or whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that day I wasn't, because like I say, I'm in the hospital with him for 4 days and I can't even contact you. So you're not concerned with the health of your fucking child? This is the conversation that we're having. So anyways, I just want to hold him. I just want to hold him. So I let her hold him. This whole time while we're talking or having our argument or whatever, she's texting this whole time. So she had nigga outside in the car waiting. They had a plan. So, once she got him in her arms, then she wasn't gonna let him go. And up pops bitch ass nigga. I ain't gonna call him that. Actually, we're cool. We're cool. We're actually a lot alike. And at the end of the day, me and him would probably be really close friends if it wasn't for her. So, but anyways, this nigga, I kept a bat, and to this day, I keep like a bat in my car. I don't like guns. I just have a thing against handguns. I feel like the wrong people get shot with handguns, so I just don't like them. And I also feel like they're kind of evil, like they're built to kill people, so they have an energy, So I look at things metaphysics. I feel like those handguns have like an evil energy with them. So when you bring them into your vicinity, then they have a energy that can affect you in a certain way. So that's why I don't like handguns, especially to be in close reach and proximity. So I keep a bat and stuff like that in my car. That's what I do. So I had a bat, little metal bat that I kept in our car that she had, because she's driving my car at this time. So and this nigga, he got the bat out of the car, my fucking bat, and on the patio of the apartment, because I told her, you're not leaving with him. No, you cannot leave this fucking apartment with this child. No, you cannot. Here comes old buddy with the fucking bat. Okay, so this nigga got a bat. So basically they kind of jumped me, you know what I'm saying? They jumped me together. This nigga got me on the ground, and this bitch is stomping me. She's holding my child and she's stomping me. And this nigga here got a bat. I'm on his ass though. I grabbed the bat and I feel it slipping. I feel the bat slipping. Like this nigga was about to like get control of the bat and beat the shit out of me. That's what I felt was about to happen. I saw that nigga finger and I fucking bit the shit out of that nigga fucking finger to the fucking bone, my nigga. And I was holding this nigga's finger in my mouth and blood everywhere. This nigga like, get this nigga off of me. I ain't gonna lie, this is a fucking true story. I'm not fucking exaggerating in any kind of way. This nigga is screaming like a bitch. Get this nigga off of me. He making so much fucking noise. Like I say, my mom lives in the same apartments. She came out. Everybody was coming outside. People was coming out of their apartments. My mom came out the apartment and she was like, well, first, my Uncle Herman was there. So this nigga really could have lost his life that day because my Uncle Herman is crazy. I don't know if you know him. This nigga's in and out of prison. Like, this nigga don't give a shit about shit. My mama's brother. And he was there that day, too. And he was like, nephew, is this your blood everywhere? This your blood, nephew? I was like, nah. This that nigga blood. I'm talking while this nigga's fingers in my mouth, by the way. Nah. This that nigga blood. It's not my blood. Because he was about to fucking crack that nigga head open. So after I told him it wasn't my blood, he calmed down a lot. Because I got this nigga at this point. And so my mom came and she was like, let him go, baby. You know how she talk. Baby, let him go. Let him go, baby. She rubbing my back. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I'm trying to take this nigga finger the fuck off. She rubbing my back, talking about, let him go, baby. Let him go. Chaka, let him go, baby. Let him go. So eventually I let him go. I ended up with the bat somehow, and them niggas, the two of them, after I let him go, they ran away to the car which was running, and parked on the street, and I'm chasing after them niggas. So let me back up a little bit. When she was stomping me, cause nigga, you know me, I ain't no pussy ass nigga. Like, I would have handled both of them. But she was holding my son. And I was gonna get at her ass, bro. I was finna get in her ass too. I was finna get in her motherfucking ass. Trust God. God knows I was gonna get in her fucking ass. But she was holding my son. So if I would have fucking, like, while she was stomping me, I would like push her leg or whatever to like push her off balance each time she's trying to kick me and shit. But the whole time I'm thinking about how she's holding my son, and I do not want her to fall, with my son or fall on my son. Like, he's like 3 years old at this time. 4 years old, I don't know. So that's how that happened. Like I say, and so they ran away. They jumped in the truck, and I'm chasing after them with the bat. You know what I'm saying? I ended up throwing the bat at the car as they drove away. And that was the last time I saw my son for 10 years. 10 years passed till I saw my son again.
That's crazy, bro.
You want to make comments while I rest my breath? Rest my throat?
I made that's wow. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
I don't know how. Had you heard any of that story?
Man,
this is a notorious.
Mama had told me something. I think Mama had told me about it, and it's been a long time ago, and I was just like, wow, really? Because what happened and how it came about for me is because when I ended up asking, I was like, where is Lee at? Oh shit, my bad. I said her name. I was like, where is she? And she was like, oh, you don't know? I'm like, hell no. I've been out the mix for like 10, 15 years. Like, nah, I didn't know. Like, me and Chaka didn't talk every day. He didn't tell me no shit like this. So yeah, I had heard a little bit about it, man. And but man, dude, that's wild. So I mean, so like, how are y'all now though? Like, because I've seen Tariq. He's older, big dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are y'all now?
Our relationship is strange, bro. It's strange. It's one of the things I regret the most in my fucking life is not having him for those 10 years, bro. And I gotta add on to the story as far as the explanation why I didn't see him for 10 years is because, me and Friend, which is Anaya's mom. So now we can move on to the story. Me and Friend got together and we was in a real relationship. And so baby mama number one was like, you can't have my child around no white woman. I'm not finna allow no white woman to be like a mother figure for my child or take care of my child. I don't want my child in that house with that white woman. If I would have been with somebody else, I would have been able to see my son. So we were together, so so all of my kids are like 4 years apart too. So that's what's really crazy, bro. It's really crazy. So, like I say, about 4 years. I think it's 5 years, something like that. I don't know. I don't know what the number. My daughter knows it really well, because she did the math and she knows this whole story too. And she says I'm the fucking bad guy in the story. She says my daughter. She says I was wrong for having sex with her friend out of spite and then having a baby with her friend. She said that was too much. She said I was wrong. So that's what my daughter says. That's how she feels about it. So like, okay, so like I say, I didn't get to see him because I was with her. So, and then I gotta fast forward because this is how my life rolled, bro. This is the like tragedy after tragedy. Because like I say, 2002, my daddy died. My daddy died when baby mama number one was like 8 months pregnant with my son. And then he was like 3 or 4 when this happened. And then so I had a baby with friend, and then friend dies when baby mama number 2 dies when my daughter was only 3 years old. So this is kind of like one. It's kind of like one thing after another. These the time frame between these events wasn't very much. I have to stress that, because when me and Christy, which is Anaya's mom, when we got pregnant, we was living on Sherwood Lane off of 290. If you guys know where the fuck that's at, that's the fucking hood. 290 and Sherwood Lane. It's like 290 Airport or West Airport or whatever. Like, niggas that know that's the fucking hood. It didn't bother me at the time. I'm told, me and you, we came from the hood. Dope boys and dope fiends all everywhere. Don't bother me, really. It don't really bother me. I was really cool with a lot of the dope boys because at this time I used to make music. I made beats and I recorded dudes, and my house was full of them niggas all the time. One of them niggas was a D-boy, and I respect D-boys because this nigga would get up early in the morning, like 6 a.m., 6:30, 7 a.m., and he's knocking on my door. He just want to chill, smoke some weed, and fuck with the beats and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And this nigga was knocking on the door like every morning. So like what I be trying to tell people is these niggas out here be grinding too, bro. He got up every morning, literally like 6 a.m. It was a job for him because he was moving his work. He had to get up in the morning to move his work. And like part of his morning routine was to come by my place. And I'm up in the morning because I'm fucking with beats and shit. That's just how I always been. I'm always been a busybody. And he knew I most likely would be up. So he'd come knock on the door and smoke a blunt with me, and we fuck with some beats and shit like that. So the hood knew me. I knew the hood, and I didn't have no problem with them. Them niggas never bothered me. I never got robbed. I never had no problem. They knew me. Literally, they knew me. They was literally up in my house, in and out of my house. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no problems like that. But when we got pregnant, we was like, we can't have no fucking child over here. You know what I'm saying? We can't raise no baby over here. No. Both of us was like, no. So we started the process of buying a house. We bought a house. We moved into the house when she was like 8 months pregnant with Anaya. 7, 8 months pregnant. Anaya was not born in the house. She was born in the hospital. But when she was born, we was living in that house. She was conceived on Sherwood Lane. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So okay, we buy the house. Anaya's born. Fucking 3 years pass. Baby mama 2 dies. Accidental drug overdose or possible suicide. To this day, I don't know. Christy was really big with the pills, you know. She was a bit of a pill head. She got it from her mom. Her mom is a bit of a pill head. So a lot of the pills she got was from her mom. The day she died, she had just filled like 3 of her mom's prescriptions. She had a shit ton of pills that day. It was sitting on the dining room table. So whatever, man. I mean, I could tell more about that story, but I don't know that I want to, because that shit is one of the most traumatic events that happened in my life. So for whatever reason, she took too many pills. She went to sleep and did not wake up. So, you know, and I was in denial. I remember the day, you know, I woke up that morning and it just looked like Christy was passed out, you know. She drank beers too, you know. She would drink beers and pop her pills or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I thought she had just passed out like she had done many times before, like, you know, just sleep. I took Anaya to Walmart that morning. I remember that morning so clearly. I remember like all the details of that morning. I took Anaya to Walmart. For some reason, I needed to buy something. And so we went to Walmart. And then when I came back from Walmart, she was like in the exact same position that she was in when I left. You know how like when people sleep, you know, even when they're passed out sleep, they move a little. They're never going to, you know, time passes, they're going to be in a different position, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's passed out drunk. They pass out drunk, but they still not going to be in the exact same position. So when I came back from Walmart, she was in the exact same position, hadn't moved. And I found that strange. That struck me as strange. I was like, damn, she hasn't moved? Because we was gone for a while. We was gone for some hours or whatever, or an hour, or however long we was gone. We was gone for a while, and we came back home, and she was still in the exact same position that she was in when I left that morning. Because I didn't bother her. Because like I say, this is Christy. She's one of them people, you know. I love the shit out of her. But yeah, she had a bit of a drug habit. You know, we fought about it. But, you know, that was one of the things I dealt with in our relationship. You know, but she would go to work. She wasn't like, you know, she made as much or more than I did at her job. And she would go to work all the time. Like, she did switch jobs a lot, but that's just because of her mouth, and she would get herself in trouble and get fired. But she wouldn't get fired for like doing drugs and not showing up to work. That wasn't the kind of person she was. She went to work. She handled her responsibilities. She took care of her daughter. But she had a bit of a drug problem. And she reminded me a lot of my mom. But anyways, so like I say, come back from Walmart, she's still in the same position. And I'm like, that's weird. So then I push her, you know, I like push her to kind of like wake her up, move her, whatever. And then like she didn't wake up. I push her. I push her harder. And she didn't wake up. Oh my God. I remember the feeling that went through my body. I was like, bruh, I don't think she's alive. You know? I called the police. I called my mom. I called my mom first. I called my mom crying, and then I called the police. So yeah, so basically that's what happened. The cops came. They swore I killed her. They told me not to leave. They told me you can't leave. They said don't leave the city for a certain amount of time or some shit they said. I was like, whatever. I mean, I ain't worried about it. Y'all do y'all investigation. I didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they did a real investigation. They thought I killed her.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. I think it's like until they get the autopsy report and shit, you know, they want to see. And that's just like my wife. Her mom passed away, and they grilled the shit out of her stepdad. She passed away in the bed next to him, and they grilled the shit out of him, bro. He's like, y'all questioning me like I killed it, like, you know. But knowing that, it's like that's pretty much. I mean, they have to. It sucks, but they have to question. They have to rule out any foul play. That's just the justice system, if you will. I guess I don't know.
I didn't have a problem with them investigating. I really did. And I felt like they were doing their job. I didn't feel no kind of way about it at all. I was like, you know, hey, I didn't do nothing. So whatever information y'all need, whatever y'all need from me, you know, whatever you need from me, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm not leaving this city. I'm here. So yeah. So then they never contacted me no more. So I guess it was the autopsy report or whatever it was that exonerated me because the cops never contacted me no more.
Yeah.
You know, and let me tell y'all, I fucking and this is probably not smart, but I never spent her life insurance check. Big ass check came. I never cashed it. I never cashed it because I felt like that was blood money, man. That's how I felt. I felt like that was blood money. I don't know. I can't explain it. I never cashed that check. It just went to nothing. I never cashed that check. And so the story a bit probably, but I ended up losing the house. I was in the house for a while after she died, but coming home from work, and it was so dark and so quiet in the house because you knew Christy. She was so lively. She was a lively person. She was always the life of the party. She was always the life of the party. So, and the thing is, coming home from work after she died, and the house was quiet and dark, and it was just like a vibe and an energy there that was fucked up, and it was terrible. I was sitting in that hole completely, by myself. Well, just me and Anaya, and fucking like, damn, like this shit fucking sucks, bro. So I did that for a while though, paying the bills, still going to work, taking Anaya from daycare to babysitter to friend to mama's house to sister's house to daycare to friend and back again. And I only really saw her at night. We slept together every night, but that was pretty much it. All the rest of the time she was with somebody else because I worked a lot at the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was paying the bills and I could have kept on paying the bills. But for some reason, I just stopped paying the bills. I said, I don't want to do this no more. So I stopped paying the fucking mortgage. Anyways, I ended up getting I almost did a short sale of my house. So that's a whole nother story. So, but they fucked me. The banks fucked me on that. But I waited too late. But the banks fucked me really. And then that's also around the same time as the housing bubble that they talk about with Obama and the housing market crash. This was all at that same time. I got foreclosed on in 2012. That's when I lost my house. And that's the same year I lost my job. I got fired from my job in January 2012, and I got foreclosed on in like March of 2012. April, May, somewhere up in there. So I don't know. You want to make comments? Rest my breath because there's more to this story. I gotta wrap it up so people can know. You want to make comments?
Yeah, nah, man. I was just like, thinking about that, dude. Like, I remember that day. Matter of fact, Brittany and I and my daughter came out there the same day that happened because we had only my daughter at the time, and we came out there to, it was just a very sad moment, bro. Like, because I remember Christy. Loud, talking, talk shit all the time, bro. She was like down to earth, laid back. It was just,
everybody liked her. She didn't have people that didn't like her. She was one of those people that people liked. Definitely. Once you got to talk to her, she might be rough on the edges. At
Fairfield finna get some fuel. Yeah, I told them we don't have enough product on the tank for that. I'm back, bro.
It's all good. So people liked her a lot. So like, I have to keep this story going just so people can understand. So, okay, so can you hear me? You're breaking up. You breaking up.
That you actually talking about this shit, bro. Like, can you hear me? There I go. Now you see, boy, I've been in that dark ass truck.
Yeah,
about to get some diesel, man.
All right. Well, it's like therapy, bro, and I got to get it out anyways. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much of this story I've told anyone, but whatever. So let me keep going. So, Alifa came through. She was living in North Carolina, I think, at the time. And
wasn't
she
it
moved
Illinois?
in. She wasn't in Chicago.
Illinois? No, I think she was living in Madison, Illinois, which is like East St. Louis, Illinois, or some shit like that.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I suck at those kind of details. Whatever the detail was, she moved in with me at this time, to help me out because I'm fucking losing my fucking mind. I got this small child. I got a funeral to deal with. She came down, helped me out with that, and then she went back home and got her situation in order, and then she came back and moved in with me. To help me with Anaya. That helped me out a lot to have somebody there. Amina, and Ewan moved in with me, which was fine because that was a 3-bedroom house. So it was perfectly fine. So, but okay, yeah. So Alifa comes. She moves in with me to help me out with all this, and a bit of time goes by, and so I had a really close friend. Okay, so I'm a manager at a restaurant at this time. I had a close friend who was a server, and she used to watch Anaya for me all the time. She was one of the people that Anaya was shuffled to at the time. Shuffled around to. And so this friend, because I'm going through it, a bit of time had passed. Okay, so I have to say this. A bit of time had passed after Christy had passed away. And I still hadn't dated anyone or even had sex. And I don't know how long it was, but it was a good amount of time. Yeah, maybe 2 years. So, like I say, I had a friend that helped me out with Anaya. So she introduced me to her daughter. She kind of hooked.
Okay.
So she kind of hooked me up with her daughter. Because I'm a good guy, and we were good friends, and she knew what I was going through or whatever, and I talked to her about a lot of stuff, and she was just like, let me introduce you to my daughter, whatever. So, and that's what happened. She introduced me to her daughter, and her daughter was also a server, at the restaurant that I managed at this time. So at first, we were just kind of like fuck buddies, if you will. You know what I mean? Somebody to like relieve stress, and basically that's it. And maybe help me a bit with my daughter. That's kind of how our relationship started. We were like kind of like friends. We were pretty much fuck buddies. I ain't gonna lie. That's pretty much what it was. And so, and then a bit of time goes on. I try to break up with her or whatever because I felt like we wasn't really in a real relationship or whatever. Like I felt like I was using her, honestly. I felt like I was using her to help me through my trauma and my life and my situation with my daughter. And one day I woke up and I was like, I got to stop doing this. I cannot be this guy. I cannot just use this girl this way. So I broke it off with her.
Yeah.
6 months, 8 months, maybe I think like a year passed. And so she, kept coming around and we ended up back together. And guess what? That's baby mama number 3. She turned into baby mama number 3.
Yeah. Damn it, boy.
I don't know.
Damn.
I don't want to tell too much about that story because I'm really cool with her and I don't want to, I don't want problems with her. So, but like that just kind of explains how I ended up with 3 baby mamas. So if people look at me and they be like, this guy has 3 baby mamas. Well, let me tell you his fucking story.
Yeah.
Baby mama number 1, I thought was going to be the one and we was going to be together forever. Didn't work out. Baby mama number 2, I thought we was going to stay together. She dies. Baby mama number 3 was kind of a bit of a rebound from baby mama number 2. She was, after the death of baby mama number 2, baby mama number 3 was basically a rebound. Like a therapy, if you will.
Yeah.
And,
I feel you, bro.
And I miss her. I miss baby mama number 3. I'm the one that broke up with her. And that's a terrible story that I don't want to tell right now. I'm the one that broke up with her. So it's my fault that I'm not with her right now. And I miss her. That may have been a mistake in my life. Beautiful woman. Super clean, just like baby mama number 1, like kind of OCD. Not as OCD as baby mama number 1 was, but super clean. And that's one of the things I really like about her. And she's a beautiful woman, like so gorgeous. And another factor of baby mama number 3 is that she's 10 years younger than me. So that's a factor.
Yeah. I feel you.
That was a lot.
Boy. Damn. Never know, man. Shit happens for a reason. Baby mama number 3 may come back around, goddamn.
I ain't gonna lie, she's moved on though. She's moved on. But if she was to ever, I would totally be down. If you're watching, I'm down. We can try again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did. Yeah.
Damn,
it is what
bro.
it is.
Hey, man. We all have lessons in life, right?
Yeah. She lives across the street from me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Kenzie's mom. They live in apartments directly across. I can walk over there and I could walk there in 5 minutes.
Oh, that's good, man.
I can't hear you, bro. You froze up. I lost you. That was a lot, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. There's more to that story. One day, I think what I'll do one day is I'll come back and not tell this full story like I did today, but go back and just kind of tell some of the, some of the events related to the story, because some of those events are whole stories of their own. Kenzie was a preemie. She came early. Her mama had blood pressure, so they took the baby. She came early. I think she's my smartest kid too. I ain't gonna lie. All right, I got you.
I'm back. Yeah, bear with me, man. Moving around at this truck stop here.
It's all good, man. I appreciate you being here and listening to me, because I would have did the same thing tonight, but it would have just been me venting to the damn computer screen. So I appreciate you being here.
Oh yeah, you welcome, man.
Yeah. So what you think about all that? Because like I say, and the other part of the title is I want to punch the world in the face. I
Uh
wake
huh.
up every I wake up every morning filled with rage, man. I really do. And it's not because of my story necessarily. I just feel like I got a shorthand in life, bro. And I feel like I've been behind. I feel like I got played my hand. If we're playing cards, my hand was trash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I,
I,
I
I,
feel you.
I and not only that, I feel like society is all fucked up, and I'm a black man with 3 baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? I don't make much money. I fit the stereotype like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, I feel you on that, bro. But it's like what we talk about all the time. Like we have to be our own change. You know what I'm saying? Like just because you are in that situation, you know, man, just look at the blessings around, bro. I've seen all 3 of your kids. You got three beautiful kids. You know what I'm saying? All healthy. You know what I'm saying? And you just you know, you just have to be that change. You going down, you in school trying to manage all of that, and you got, so I mean that's a lot, man. I'm not really talking too much 'cause I'm in a truck stop. People are coffee station.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, but man, it's just you just have to find some way to channel that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And maybe therapy will be that thing, just being able to talk about it and express and get it out there and get your story across. You know what I'm saying? And talk about it, bro, because you never really dealt with it.
Yeah.
All of the shit
I
that's
couldn't I
happened, you've
couldn't
never really dealt with.
because look, I got this when Ania's mom died, I got this small child. And I remember sitting there one day and I'm like, Chaka, get it to fuck together. You got this small child that don't have no mama. She relies on you. You are her everything. You got to get
Yeah,
it together. So I just
yeah,
swallowed all that shit and I just fucking was like, Chaka, just be a man. You know what I'm saying? Swallow this shit and fucking move the fuck on. Get your shit together. And to this day I have complexes related to that because damn, how many creamers you gonna put in there, bro? That's too much sugar. Stop.
hey, hey man, I don't like to taste the burnt bean taste, motherfucker. So I gotta put my creamers, right? Leave me
Stop
alone.
it.
This the only sugar I get, nigga.
I ain't judging you, man. I do the same thing, but I mean, I used to. I don't do it anymore because I tell myself the same thing. I tell myself the same thing. Stop it, Chaka. Stop it. So,
Yeah,
anyways, yeah. So I have complexes to this day related to her mom passing because I'm the only one. I'm all she got. Like and the grandpa is gone. Mama is not very helpful.
okay,
So I'm all she got, man. I'm all she got. So
yeah,
so yeah, I have complexes with that, and a lot of the decisions that I've made in my life has been because of the complex that I have related to being there for her. And that's the reason why today I don't make much money, because I prefer to be broke and be there than to have money and be gone, because she doesn't have a mom.
yeah,
I really just didn't have no choice. I couldn't let somebody
yeah,
else raise my child. So that's the
yeah,
decision I made, you know, that's the decision I made. And it also, like I say, when she was younger, I had really issues with like being there for, like, let's say it's Halloween or it's her birthday or it's Christmas, whatever kind of special event for her, I had to be there. Like that, there was nothing
yeah,
more important on the planet. Nothing. Whatever it was, I would
yeah,
drop it. And any chick or female that I dealt with would have to understand that this child right here, This child right here come first. And I'm so sorry. You can be mad, glad, sit on a dick and rotate. I don't give a shit. This child right here, this one right here, this is the first most important thing in my life. Like, period. Yeah. Everything else is second. So like if a woman is in my life, she has to know that she's second behind this child.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I feel.
Period. And if they can't deal with that, then oh well. And I'm, and I probably have lost relationships or lost, because of that. But I don't give a damn. And to this day, it's still that way. That child, even more than my other children, because Tariq was gone for 10 years. He's grown now. Kenzie is the smaller one, but she has her mom. You know what I'm saying? This one doesn't have a mom, so this one comes first, and this is my first thing. Everything else is second. Even if I get married and I have a wife, the wife has to know she's second, not first in my life. She's second behind this child right here. And it just is what it is. It is what it is, people.
Nah, I feel you, bro. Hey, man, I understand. But I feel like if you get with someone or you meet that real one, you know what I'm saying? She's gonna understand. Now, being second and all of that, that's a different story. I don't know how that will work. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like she should. If you meet a real woman, bro, you wouldn't have to place that woman second, or you know what I'm saying? Because she will be that mother figure in Anaya's life.
Well, I've been through that, bro, and this is another complex that I have, and that might have been one of the reasons why me and baby mama number 3 didn't work out, is because she did want to be the mom for her. And she wanted her to call her mom. And we had an argument about this. And I told her that, no, I don't want her to call you mom. She only had one mom and her mom is dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you.
So that's just what it is, bro. Like, like I say, she wanted her to call her mom. And we literally had a bit of an argument about it because I didn't feel comfortable with it. I mean, you could call me wrong or right. That's how I felt. It didn't feel right to me. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, shit. I don't, I don't want to speak negativity over my, marriage, but if I was to get divorced or something, I wouldn't want my kids calling, if I was to meet someone else or remarry, them calling her mom, even if their mom did pass away. I mean, that's just how I feel.
And she cared for her.
That would be a choice of theirs. That would be a choice of the kids. I'm not gonna be, oh, this is your mom. No, fuck that. No, fuck that. No, I would never do that. No, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, so I had a problem with it, and I don't know if I'm wrong or right about that, but it's related to and I have quite a few quirks and complexes that's related to that. I'm super sensitive about this particular child.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. I understand. I've never been in that situation, and I'll never tell you. I would never speak on that or tell somebody how to be. You know what I'm saying? As long as all of your kids know that you love them and that you're there for them, and you don't, consent. That's a big thing with kids. Like, we deal with that shit at home. My daughter always say, oh, Tracy's the favorite one. Y'all do more for him. When in all actuality, she gets way more because she's a girl. So you never want them to feel like, oh, this is the favorite one. I ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a balance between all three of them across the board. I ain't no favorites. I love all of y'all the same.
Yeah, that's how I am. But what I say is this: you can't treat girls and boys the same way as far as like the way you deal with them. That's how I feel. You can't deal with them the same way. Girls are different than boys. So, what hurts girls don't hurt boys. You know what I mean? And what hurts boys don't hurt girls. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't you can't get at them the same way. You can't deal with them the same way. You got to deal with them differently. Girls are a little more sensitive. Girls, you're a little more delicate with the girl. You can't treat them the same. And that's what I be saying. And like black folks got this thing where they be talking about treat all the kids the same. And I'm like, you can't. And I had that argument with my with one of my exes because, man, I've been stepdad so many times in my life. But anyways, I was stepdad to an ex, and she said, the ex, she was like, you got to treat the kids all the same. And I was like, no. You cannot treat all the kids the same. And I gave her an example. I was like, look, because she had a daughter. I was like, it would be totally acceptable for my daughter to sleep in the bed with me at night, but it would not be acceptable for her daughter to sleep in the bed with me at night.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just use that as an example of I cannot treat them the same. I can't. It would be wrong and improper.
Yeah. But I think she was coming from an aspect of, if she's in your life with her daughter and your daughter, she wants like equality across the board for both of them.
And you know what I'm saying? And I would never hold anything back from her daughter. I took care of her daughter. I cared for her daughter. Cooked the same food I would for my daughter and everything. Yeah, no. I treat them the same as far as you can, but there's a line to that. There's an edge on that. You know what I mean? And that's a problem I think with the black community is we don't want to be real about things. We like to keep things real simple and be like, it's black or white, it's this or that. It might not just be the black community, but I got to speak from the black community because that's the community I know. I don't know everybody else's culture. So it's like with us, we say that a lot, treat them all the same. And I'm like, no. You can't treat boys the same way as you treat girls. You can't treat your child the same way as your stepchild. You just can't do it. It's just can't be done. Not that I'm the evil stepdad or something like that. No, I don't agree with that either. You know what I'm saying? If I buy something, but then too, that was another thing. So like, I buy something for my daughter, then, if I end up not buying something for your daughter, then you're going to be mad or whatever. But then when you buy something for your daughter, then you're supposed to buy something for my daughter every time. I mean, like, I don't feel that way either. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's a birthday. It's a birthday. And I buy a gift for my daughter and I buy a gift for her daughter. Those gifts aren't going to be the exact same gift.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Go ahead.
That's why I say, bro, if something was to ever happen to my wife and I, though, while my kids are young, I think I would just stay solo like a motherfucker. For real. Because for me, I wouldn't feel right. You think about it, right? You separate from your wife or whatever. You meet another chick, y'all get married or whatever, and she's got kids. Her kids are always with y'all. Your kids are never with you. Like, I think about that shit. Like, I wonder how that makes my kids feel. They come over, they don't have a dedicated room, that's theirs. They got to share a room or sleep somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that. I think
It's,
about those things, bro.
it's tough, man. It's tough. We all have to make decisions, you know. Are they the right ones? Who's to say?
Yeah.
Who who's to say? Whew, I ain't gonna lie. That took a lot out of me. You
The
you,
story.
yeah. Any stories you want? You want to tell a story? Tell a story. Any story. Tell the people a
One
story.
second.
It don't have to be about like your life or anything. Just a random ass story. Just tell the people something.
Shit. Damn. Now you making me think.
Yeah, man. Whatever you wanna share with the people. Cause I'm spent for today.
Man, I don't really know. I don't really know if I have a story. It's just, I guess it's just, relatable to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never thought in a million years I would have kids, and I had the opportunity to have two kids, and it's like my everything, bro. That's my life. Work, come home, and make sure I get as much time in with them as I possibly can. Just reflecting on. I don't know. I don't really have any stories, bro.
Well, let me finish up what I was saying. My point of like this part I didn't tell is like, I've always felt like I could see things that people couldn't, and I could understand things that people can't. It's kind of like what Pat said in the other show, how like you could see the pixels. Like let's say we're in the Matrix, and it's like Neo at the end of the part one of the movie, he could see the lines, he could see the pixels, and that's how I felt a lot in my life. And that's what I say. Like I say, I wake up in a rage. I wake up wanting to, like, it's not an individual person I want to just beat up. I feel like I want to punch the world in the face. I really do. It's like an Eminem line. It's a line from an Eminem song. I, you know,
Yeah,
I wake up with this anger. I feel like people don't see it. Like, just be nice to each other, man. Why y'all gotta cut each other off in traffic and just like try to hit the other car, and why you have to be mean to each other? Like you were saying about the old lady taking all the toilet paper out the store, like you know, so the old lady can't have no toilet paper, bro. Like, you know, pushing each other over when they go shopping, like trampling. People die every. We got Black Friday coming up. Somebody dies every Black Friday from getting trampled.
yeah. That's why I don't go in the store for that shit. Hey, be honest with you, bro. My Christmas shopping is done. We went this past weekend, and everything else we ordered on Wednesday on the early specials that they had or whatever. My Christmas is done. My kids got all of their gifts already hiding. We got that shit hiding in the closet, hiding in the bathroom closet, in our bathroom. This shit is hidden everywhere. We made a little sex game out of hiding the kids' fucking Christmas gifts.
That sounds
but
interesting.
but man, to be honest with you, dude, everything that we're seeing in this day and age, I get it. We're more alert. We're awake. We're woke. We're looking at things. We're seeing things as though they are. We have a lot of questions as to why. But everything that's taking place now, bro, it took place since the beginning of time. Since man first fucking roamed this earth. You know what I'm saying? It has taken place. It's history. It constantly repeats itself. And I don't know that we will ever be able to change the whole world, but I think if we can change regions, like maybe around us, our surroundings, you know what I'm saying? Because you're always gonna have those groups of people that are, man, fuck that. I'm about me. It's about me. It's about what I want. You know what I'm saying? So I I don't think it'll ever change, man. You know, it is. I don't think it'll ever fully change, bro. You know, I just feel like you have to be the best person that you could possibly be. Surround yourself around like-minded people. You know, and because I don't really see, and I hate to sound so negative, but I don't really see the change because, dude, there's so many evil fucking people that exist on the face of this earth. Like, just they're born evil. You know, look at these motherfuckers. Like you go back and you listen to like I used to listen to like crime stories and crime junkie and ATLN and all these people that grow up to be serial killers, and you know the number one thing they family say, oh, they were super bad or evil when they were kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't know, man. I don't see it truly changing, man. You have to, like I said, you have to try to be that change within yourself, you know, and you try to be a good person. But at the same time, there comes a point in time where you be like, man, being a good person ain't what it's all hyped up to be, because motherfuckers walking out like you feel like nobody respects you. Everybody just kind of walks over you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so
it's tough,
you,
man.
bro, there's a lot of great people in this world, bro, that we'll never fucking know of because they've been burnt so many times in life. They just kind of like said, fuck it, bro. Like, fuck it. It is what it is.
And that's so sad, bro. That is so sad that this world that's why I say when I wake up, I want to punch the world in the face, because this world eats up good people and turns them into not good people. And like I say, I mean, it's so simple. Love thy neighbor, you know, be nice, have a little bit of consideration for others. I mean, smile at people sometimes. I mean, it's so simple. Like that would change the world overnight. So like I'm saying though, some days I completely agree with you, Deuce, but other days I feel like, you know, we can be better than this. The world can be better.
We definitely could. There's always room for improvement. Every day I wake up, bro, and I look at things, I look at my life, and I'm like, man, there's always room for improvement. You know, and it's like, I never understood what people would always say, where do you see yourself? You know, but then I started to understand what they mean by that, because you have to see yourself in a different place, on a different light, in order for it to actually come, because a lot of it is not about you grinding, bro, because I've realized that shit. Dude, I have grinded in this trucking industry since 2007. Dude, no bullshit. Like, I have literally had at least right around close to right about 2 mil come through my hands and go. And I grinded and I grinded and I grinded, but I didn't see myself. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really have a goal. I was just trying to fucking be better. I didn't see myself in this nice ass house, this, that. And it's like, now that I'm down on this level as a company driver, you know, making, you know, I make about one something a year, 140, whatever. Now it's like where I'm like, man, bro, I see myself over here. I see my family here. I see myself doing this and doing that. But back then, I was making it. I was spending it. I was helping. I was giving. And it's like, now I'm just like, nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, now my thing is, you know what, if I do it again, I'm going to do things a lot different. I know exactly where I want to go. You know what I'm saying?
That's good, man. That's good to, you know, because the people that's out here on the hamster wheel just making money, man, they lost.
Yeah, and I was one of those people, dude. Like, literally, bro, like, I went through my taxes and the money that I made gross and teaming up. Like, it was close to, like, 2 million. It wasn't that 2 million. It was close to it. And It went. It came and it went.
That's another thing people don't understand. This is what I explain to people all the time: is when you make more money, you spend more money. And people think that like your life is gonna drastically change. It doesn't. You just end up with more bills. Because I've been
that I spent foolishly. It was running a business, the upkeep of the business, paying for the truck, maintenance.
Like I say,
paying people I had working for me.
You end up with more bills.
I gave so much to family, like helping people, friends. Like somebody would call and be like, "Hey man, bro, I'm short on my rent. I need like $600. All right, bro, I got you. All right, sis, I got you." Like now, shit, they call me, man. I'm short on my nigga. I'm short too.
Yeah. So like the way the capitalist system is set up for you, you go up in the levels, but you still be on that hamster wheel, and you still a lot of times be in pretty much the same position. Like, and a lot of people think that you see somebody in this really nice house and this really nice car, and you think they're living a great life, but they eating sardines and crackers for dinner. They fighting with their wife every night. Their kids hate them.
Yeah, I definitely do not want to be house poor, but okay, you asked me to tell a story. I can tell you a story of this. My dream home, bro. My dream home would be something that you pull in off the street. The house sits way back off the street. I got like a long driveway. I love flowers. I want beautiful flowers, landscape, some nice trees that kind of, some nice trees that sit around like the edges and the front of the, kind of block things. And then I want it to be at least a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath. I don't want like a normal size garage. I want one of those like big garage, the big double door garage that you could like park, at least 3-4 cars in, 5 cars in, or maybe pull in. Because I do dream to have RV for my family. I don't give a fuck if they teenagers. We going RV.
That's a big ass fucking garage, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want one of those, and then I want to be able to put like a section in the back, like a man cave / me and my wife's getaway. Cause I plan to be fucking a whole age. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I want it to be like almost like bar style, but just better. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful, like real nice lighting. I can go out there, watch a game in the watch, chill, watch a movie, have drinks, can cook right off of it. You know what I'm saying? I want my back patio, the back area. I want it to be covered. I want it to match the roof line, recessed LED lighting, outdoor TV, surround by sound system. Built-in grill. Oh yeah, that's definitely what I want.
It sounds beautiful, bro. Yeah. You could probably get that. You could probably get that in like. There's a neighborhood, Black Horse Ranch, out there in Cypress. About 350, starting at 350,000. You could probably get something like that.
Yeah. There's a neighborhood that's not too far from me, over where my foster dad is at. I have a friend of mine who lives over there. It's over off of 3130 in Baytown. You can buy the house with the land, and yeah, man, it's beautiful, bro. It's beautiful, man. Beautiful. That's my goal.
I gotta take a potty break, bro. I'm gonna play this little video while I'm gone. All right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'll just tell y'all this. When white people say the word rapper, that is saying nigger. When you say it to me, you saying you getting away with saying nigger.
Damn.
Oh, the rapper.
All right. Okay.
Oh, the rapper. Or like last night on the game, they had my face on the Chiron and on the screen and said, hip hop artists. Specifically, I was like, I got a PhD from the Art Institute of Chicago, from the most prestigious art school in the world.
Wow.
Could I at least be called an artist? My mom was born into a drinking fountain. They told her what fountain she could drink out of. Now we born into a vote They literally call it the black vote.
Yeah.
And by the way, we blood of Christ. We blood of Moses. We're not just a color in a crayon box. And if we knew that, who we really were, we'd treat each other differently. We'd treat ourselves differently. So when you say, I'm black and I'm proud, like, but of what? What concept are we understanding? They say, go see the African History Museum. Why do they start when the boats came? Why don't they start with the drums?
When we was kings.
No, they don't want it, but we are kings. But the 400 years doesn't have to deal with slavery. It has to deal with the Bible. It has to deal with us being disobedient to God.
Right.
And that's why we farm land that isn't our own. Record labels, the NBA, Hollywood. These boys be scared. You know what I'm saying? When LeBron wins the championship, he looks at this white lady that owns the team and says, I told you I was going to win for you. That's the part I don't like. That's the part, because if you king, then let's be kings. That's the part we start up our own league. And I'm here battling for us, for our freedom, to be able to build our communities and not be in a position where we have to kill half of ourselves every year. Cancel, right? Put this on Black Twitter right now. Ye says cancel Black History Month. Why? I need Black Future Month. I need Black Possibility Month. I'm tired of seeing us getting hosed down. I'm tired of talking about slavery and how we should only be so lucky to vote for a woman we ain't seen since the election. I need Black Possibility Month. I'm tired of seeing us getting hosed down. I'm tired of talking about slavery and how we should only be so lucky to vote for a woman we ain't seen since the election. I mean, we should...
Jesus, can't go there. Okay, large pro or primo? Large professor or primo? I'm trying to get off away from this.
Y'all thought I wasn't gonna get killed by this interview. I'm doing everything I can, bro. No, we can't. No more Black kids. This is here to remind you of who they want us to be and not who we really are, bro. And you know when I say they, who there's overlapping they don't love you. They will put up with you, but they do not love us in that way, and they are afraid of what is inevitable. Yeah. You ever seen the kid in Tiananmen Square in front of the tank? Yeah. Think about this happened when Biden, remember he said, Charlemagne, if you didn't vote for me, then you're not black. You know? Well, that showed you how comfortable he was and how much they talked before that. And you know what must have happened afterwards? They got in the room like, y'all niggas done fucked up. I ain't supposed to be showing that y'all like that.
Yeah.
That y'all like that. That y'all like that. This is some 1984, bro. This is mind control. This population control. How about we start owning some stock or some land? What we own? Braids. You can't have braids. What we own? The N-word? You can't say nigga. But you can't buy your house. You telling somebody what they can't do? The person they own the block can say what the fuck they want to say. And we talking about this our block. You don't own the block. And you know how you own the block? First of all, it's not even what you financially doing it. It's the way you taking care of the block. In hospitals today, they would tell a black mother that the baby not finna come out today because we are inside. Us as 12 tribes of Judah, as a member of the Hebrew people, we are still inside of our genocide. Us as 12 tribes of Judah, as a member of the Hebrew people, we are still inside of our genocide. Like, you thought that I wasn't gonna try to get killed in this interview? Dr. Sebi's diet. The reason why we didn't get our 40 acres and a mule is we have 40 acres, we have more people. We have more people and we have leadership with the leaders not strategically taken out of the community in the 80s and the drugs and guns put into it. And then the algorithm, we at the brink of it. You know what I'm saying? After this interview, I possibly could be taken out. But the interview has happened though, because I've infected y'all to think in the yay way. Right here, I'm here to light it up, then I'm gone. But after an interview like this, I did my job. But if I hadn't come to you and said this and kept it to myself, then God couldn't have used me. know what I'm saying? I only fear God, as I said, and I'm not always obedient. You know, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on out here. You know what I'm saying? I fall short. They say Moses killed the man and all the, you know, before God called on him as a African American, as a blood of Christ, as a Hebrew, as a, see, I'm telling y'all what it is, right? So as a African American, as a blood of Christ, as a Hebrew, as a, see, I'm telling y'all what it is, right? So how you like that one? Why don't y'all collaborate and listen? Come get me. What y'all gonna do? Y'all me too me? Y'all come up with some type of scam? Y'all gonna come up with something that try to take me? No, God had me for a reason. Boy, this There Will Be Blood. Stop fucking with me. Because y'all fucking with my money. Y'all doing shit. I got 80 accounts right now. I got people that's like, why I got 80 accounts? That's that Bob Marley through the toe. You know what I'm saying? I make hundreds of millions a year. Then I'll look up and it's like, yo, I got 30 extra people came down to Sunday service. And then they have people all around in my wife's ear. You know what I'm saying? This is a publicist that's next to her. I don't fuck with her.
Really?
That was as clear as you could say. I do not want over our house, and I don't fuck with some of the nannies either. 50% of all black deaths a year is abortion. And
Black deaths?
Black deaths a year is abortion.
Wow.
And Plan B was created by Margaret Sanger with the KKK for black population control.
Wow. You're getting deep right now, yeah.
Oh, you thought I wasn't gonna try to get killed this interview?
No. All right. I gotta let you go.
We're gonna come music now. Let's get into some games. This is what I cried about during the election. Those tears is gonna be gospel someday. Man, it's like, where is God in this conversation? You know what I'm saying? Who do you work for? Because if you don't work for God, then you're working for the devil. So who you working for at this point? Rise up, man. Look inside of you, man. That's what we own. That's what we own. We own God time now. Somehow I made it this far, man. You know, to be able to give y'all this information. I'm a man of God. God got me covered. And as long as I'm alive, God's not finished.
God damn it. All right. Let's make some noise for that. This is just on the. Okay. You getting lit. Okay. Oh!
Kanye don't even really smoke like that.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google. Now, who's going to be the Medici family and stand up and let me create more? Or do you want to marginalize me till I'm out of my moment?
Or why don't you empower yourself and don't need to
How,
do it
Sway?
yourself?
How,
In fact,
Sway?
you could take a few steps
How?
back to go
You ain't got the
Answers,
answers.
man. You ain't got the answers.
Kanye.
You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Kanye.
I've been doing this more than you.
Doing what
You
more
ain't
than
got-
me? Come on, chill out.
You
bro.
ain't got the
Kanye,
answers.
relax,
You ain't
bro.
got the
Bro,
answers.
I'm asking
You ain't been
Relax,
doing the
Kanye.
education.
Bro,
You ain't been doing the education.
Kanye, calm down.
You don't have the answers, though.
Hey, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What'd you think about that interview, bro?
The one, I want to watch the whole interview, bro. Can you send me that? Text me that link. The one
I
where
can
he was
see.
sitting at the table with the old boy now.
I can see that clip that I just played, but I don't have the whole interview. I think that was Drink Champs with what's the nigga name? That's the rapper. That's his show. Damn, he had that song. He had that song.
You
Boricua.
saying the rapper? You calling him a nigga?
Yeah. But I'm talking about the name of the show. The guy. He had that song. Boricua, Cubano, Americano. Damn, why I can't think of his name. Anyways, that's the dude who who's the show who does that show. It's called Drink Champs, and that was just one of his episodes. And Kanye West just happened to be the guest. And one of the guys that actually inspired me to do this show, his name is Jay Lethal. He the one put that clip together. So, but that clip comes from Drink Champs. I want to say that's the name of the show. Whereas the rapper, I cannot think of his name. He was a big rapper at one time. And so he does this show where he interviews people in the industry because he's friends with people in the industry. And they come on and they drink and smoke and then they just talk about random shit. But Kanye took it on some, like, it's usually not serious at all. It's usually just like them laughing and joking and telling stories of, you know, stuff that happened related to people in the industry and behind the scenes stuff with songs and stuff like that. That's usually what they talk about. So, but you know, Kanye always take whatever show he gets on, he takes over that host. So I could send you that clip, but the show you'd have to look up yourself because I don't even know, like, and I don't watch that stuff that much. So I can send you that clip I just played because it was put together by
that'd be cool.
Yeah, okay. Jay Lethal. It's on Jay Lethal's channel right now, so I could share it with you off of his channel and you can watch it. So yeah, so what'd you think about all that?
Kanye, I feel like because of the way he has been portrayed to be, like, people say, mental health crazy and this and this and that. I think people don't pay attention, but I think the dude's be speaking some real shit, bro.
Yep, me too. I think people just don't understand him. He goes over their head.
Yeah. And of course you have the people that was like, oh yeah, you know, he made that deal with them. That's how he rich and he sold his soul and now he, you know, want to work for God and this and that. I think D.L. Hughley made the statement. I don't remember exactly how it goes, and I don't want to butcher it, but I think it was something to the fact when Kanye couldn't sell records, he sold Jesus or some shit like that.
Nah, I think it's a lot of hate in the black community for the people who made it. It's jealousy, it's envy.
Yeah. But
And who's to say he really made it or he's happy? Like we were saying earlier, from the outside looking in, you could say he's all happy and shit. But who's to say that he is? You know? Who knows what's going on?
Happy.
Yeah.
He don't seem happy, bro. Like, honestly, like, from my point of view, he doesn't seem, not since his mother passed away. I think that really fucked him up.
Yeah.
But beyond that, bro, like, I think, see, we don't understand or know what goes on in the industry, the music industry. You know, they only speak on so much about it. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes. If you're an athlete, you know, or you're a top movie star, you know, like, they know shit that we don't know. We don't know what the fuck they go through.
Yeah.
You know, we don't really truly know. All we look at is seeing them on TV. They got these cars, they dressing in all of these designer clothes and this and that. You know.
Yeah. So what'd you think about some of the stuff he said in the clip?
Man, I think, like, you know, it's not the first time. I don't know if you listened to that Kendrick Lamar album, Damn.
Damn.
Like on one of the, Damn.
Yeah.
One of the last songs, his cousin got on there and spoke about why we going through the things as a black people because we disobeyed God. You know, and so this is like the second or third time I've heard that, bro. And it's like, you know, I feel like it's facts. You know, like, that shit crazy, bro. You know, I would have to do a lot more research and look into it and, you know, I find for myself, but, you know, it makes a lot of sense. You know, I feel like we were just talking about that the other night, man, how we are the movement of a lot of things. Us as a culture, you know, us as a race, we make things cool. You know what I'm saying? The power that we have is in us, but we can't get enough of us to band together, bro. Every time you try to go on business with one of your own kind, you wind up getting fucked. You know, it's always that ulterior motive behind that you got to worry about. You know, it's always some bullshit, dog. You know, I'm not saying that for every black person, but man, a lot of us like we got burnt, bro. Like it's just I don't know, bro. I think we want change, but I think as a culture, as a race, as a we have to be that change. When we start being more serious and start banding together and love one another, I think everybody else will take us serious. Nobody takes us serious right now because they know most blacks, you give them a record deal or you put a little money in their hand, nigga, they gonna forsake their own people. You know it. You see it.
And it's sad, but I think that it has a lot to do with the training and the brainwashing and being prisoners of war, because that's what Kanye was saying. He said we're still within a genocide.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And then you got to really try to take that in, prisoners of war and within a present genocide that hasn't ended, that started some hundreds of years ago. That hasn't ended yet.
Yeah. But let me ask you this here. Do you think that with the information and how a lot of things have been so forthcoming, how you have a lot of people that's on that movement of us moving to greatness and betterment, do you think that's still a big excuse, programming and training? Do you feel that is what's holding us back, or do you think we have adopted it to the point to where it's a natural instinct, it's muscle memory? It's like, man, fuck that, I'm gonna go get this money. Fuck, I think about it, if you look at Squid Games and how they portrayed each other and didn't band together, and how it's the same thing that's happening in our society, bro.
And right. So can you listen though, Deuce? I don't think you're hearing what you're saying, because the people in the Squid Game, did they really have a choice? I mean, once they were in the game, if they really wanted to win, it's kind of like they say, the crabs in the bucket, pulling each other down, but they shouldn't be in the bucket in the first place. That's not their natural environment. Those people stabbing each other in the back and killing each other, they weren't in their natural habitat. They were in they was in a shithole, and they was doing fucked up shit because they in a shithole.
Yeah. I mean, and that's true. That's true. That's why, that's true what you're saying, but I'm just asking a question. Like, I guess I'm not saying for all of us, because there's a lot of people like Pat, I don't really know, several other people, like, we're on that journey. This is what we want to see. But do you think, like, for a lot of us, has this just become habit?
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. And well, if that's what it is, then we need to break that habit. It takes 28 days to break the habit. Break the fucking habit. Put forth effort to break the habit. But that's why I'm doing this show. And that's why we're talking about this, these heavy topics. So hopefully people can start feeling more comfortable talking about this stuff, so that we need therapy, bro. If anybody in the fucking planet need therapy, the black people in America, we should get to go to the therapist for free. That could be reparations right there. Every black person get to go to therapy for free, bro. Because every last one of us need it, bro. We all kind of insane, bro. Kind of crazy.
Yeah. And it's crazy, bro. You know what's so crazy, man? To see, like, the shit that we see, like, in our women and men, how we portray each other, dude. How we mess over each other, bro. Like, how you could, have a good woman and treat her like shit, and then be mad when you see her with another race. You know what I'm saying? Or have a good dude, and it's crazy. Like, it's so fucked up, bro. It's fucked up in our homes, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of our own women, they like they allow this TV to create a fucking fairy tale type of life, and it's like they forgot or don't like they forgot about the struggle that we face out here trying to go to work and provide and just be a good fucking man, bro. Just to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? It's like we need that's where it has to start too, in the home, bro.
And I agree. I completely agree. It's the house. The house is broken.
Yes,
the household is broken. And you can't have a community, you can't have a nation, you can't have a nothing. If the house is broken, ain't nothing gonna work. The house is the base of the nation. It's the base of the community. It's the base structure of everything basically. So the house is a mess. So that means the community is a mess. The community is a mess, and that means that the nation is a mess, which means that the world is a mess.
Exactly.
But like I say, man, when I see people being mean to each other, for no reason at all, that's what I mean when I say I want to punch the world in the face, because it's like, just be nice, man. Just give people a chance sometimes, give them a chance to do the right thing. Don't automatically assume they're going to do the wrong thing. Give them a chance, bro. Give them a chance, and then because if nobody ever give nobody a chance, then nobody ever has a chance. No, you know what I mean? People deserve a second chance, a third chance, or whatever. Like if no one gives no one a chance, then nobody has a chance. If you always assume that someone is doing something, nefarious, or they have a ulterior motive, then you're never gonna trust anyone. You're never gonna let anybody in. No one's gonna ever be able to. No one trusts anyone. That's how it is today. Nobody trusts anyone. Everyone thinks everyone has nefarious and ulterior motives. So therefore, there's no trust. Therefore, there can be no community. We got to give them a chance. We got to be nice. We got to try. We got to give it a chance.
Exactly. Definitely, bro.
I'm about to wrap it, bro. I'm tired as fuck. It's 5 a.m. I've been on for 3.5 hours. And I worked.
Yeah.
And I wrote 11 word paper earlier today.
1,100 word, nigga.
Yeah,
11 word.
Yeah, 11. I'm tired. 1,100 word paper I wrote before I went to work, and then I had to go pick up Kenzie and Michaela from their school, take them to Brittany's house, and then make sure Anaya was there because Brittany's birthday is coming up, so she's going out of town this weekend. So that's where Anaya's at right now. She's watching the girls over there. So I had to do all that. Shit, I had a long ass day.
Man, I feel you, bro. Well, shit, man. It was good rapping with you, man. Shit. Well, I'm headed home, so I'll be home today. Tomorrow, I head back out to work Monday evening. So.
All right. Well, today is Friday. Well, I'll do another show tomorrow, but you're going to be with the family, so that's cool. But I'll be back on Wednesday after that.
All right, bro. Well, we'll catch up, man. Shit, man.
Anything you want to say to the people? What's the final thought for today?
Man, I hope that your story, and what we've been talking about, and inspiring somebody else, they can either learn from it, take from it, but yeah, man, and our same old deal, man. The improvements and the work starts at home.
The home is where the heart is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
All right. 3:29. I think I'm gonna play a song to wrap it. Because I like to do that and put my little Cash App on the screen in case somebody want to support the channel and shit. I have it. the only person that's ever sent me money on the Cash App is damn it, I'm tired as fuck. It's Pat.
Yeah.
Pat's the only one that support the channel, and he's like the co-host. I don't want him to send no money on the Cash App. I won't, just because I feel like if somebody feels like, you know, they enjoyed the show, if it gave them, if, you know, if it helped them in some kind of way, you know, yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever. But at some point, I need this show to be able to support itself because it costs me money to do this.
Yeah.
I have to pay every month for this streaming service that I use. I can't, like I say, I'm tired. I can't tell you what all the different things I pay related to this. I promote videos sometimes. The ones on YouTube, I promote them, so that costs money. I mean, there's a list of things that makes this show cost money. So, but I would like it to support itself. I'm not trying to get rich off of this show. I'm not about getting rich. That's not what I'm about. I'm about helping the community. So providing a space for people to come, you know, to talk about these subjects. And eventually I want to build institutions. So if it does, whatever resources that come into this show will go towards building a community, actually building institutions and building like something that helps people some kind of way, you know, because that's the point of this. But the show needs to support itself, or, you know, that's how I feel about everything. You know, the show needs to support itself. So because I told myself I'd give the show 2 years. What did I say? 3 years? I can't remember. Give myself like 2 years to make this show into something, and then after that I'm gonna reevaluate. So if the show is not supporting itself at that point, then I'm gonna maybe do something different.
I believe you, man. Let's see, bro. Let me shoot me the Cash App, man. I'll send some when I can.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it on the screen. That's why I say I'm finna play a song. That's what I be doing. I play a song at the end of the show, and I put my Cash App on the screen as, you know, after I say bye to everybody. So that's what I'm finna do.
All right, bro. Well, we'll catch up.
All right, man. Peace and love, man. Thank you for being here, bro.
Same here, man. Yeah.
Thanks for listening to me vent.
Oh yeah, you're welcome, bro. We all need that. But I didn't even know if you were going live night or not, bro. I just so happened I was sitting in that construction traffic, and I was trying to look up a song on YouTube. I was just sitting there in traffic, and I seen the King Jock Entertainment live. I was like, oh shit, he's live tonight. So I clicked on it.
My schedule is I go live Wednesday and Thursday around 11, and Friday and Saturday around 1 a.m. So that's the schedule,
Okay.
and I really try to stick to it. So you don't have to get a text from me. I'm on at those times, pretty much.
Okay. Wednesday and Thursday at 11, and then Friday and Saturday midnight.
Well, 1 a.m.
1 o'clock.
Because
1
I
a.m.
work. I usually work on Friday and Saturday, and I don't get out of work until late. So I can't come on until, sometimes I can come on about 12:45, 12:30, but I tell everybody 1 a.m. because I can pretty much be sure I can be on by that time.
Okay, I got you.
And wait, and let me ask you a
Alright.
question. How much of the story that I told today had you not known? Like, had you heard, like, I'm sure you heard some of that, but was it a lot of it you didn't know?
Like, man, to be honest with you, it was a lot of it that I didn't know. You know, I mean, I knew I had heard the story about. I'd heard the story that you got into the fight with the dude that what's her name was with. I didn't know like that was the day that you had last seen Tariq for 10 years. I didn't know that she had, you know, basically y'all had went through that deal where she cheated and all that kind of shit. Like I didn't know that part, you know. I didn't know about your third baby mom, how you met her or anything like that. Yeah. And I didn't know that your dad's birthday is early December. 'Cause, you know, I'm a December dude. I'm December 3rd.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
December
Yep.
3rd, Sagittarius, man. So,
Yeah, my dad was Sagittarius, and Christy was Sagittarius. She was like November
and
20.
I didn't know. I didn't
November
know Christian's
24th.
birthday either. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, Yeah, man. Maybe that's why me and her click so cool, you know. Sagittarius, man, we normally click real good with each other. You know, so, but yeah, man, it was quite a bit of that part that I didn't know, you know. As far as the turn of events that happened to you, you know, I remember that deal about the whole home thing, but I didn't know exactly what took place. I just knew that old boy had done the shit and you got blamed for it or whatever. So yeah, like, I didn't know the whole story about it or what took place. And I didn't know how the hell we ended up in Chateau. I didn't know that was why. I just knew we was moving to them motherfuckers.
They kicked us out. We was living in Crofton when that shit happened. Crofton kicked us out.
Yeah, we lived right behind the fucking office, bro. The office was literally, you look out our window and look right into the apartment manager's office. So yeah.
Yeah, they kicked us out after that happened. We got evicted. That's how we ended up in Chateau, and they wouldn't let us in nowhere. My mom was looking for a place. She should have just not put me on the lease, but she's trying to do things the right way and put, you know, her, me, and my sister on the lease, and they wouldn't let us in with me on the lease because of that. At this time, this was a felony charge still because I was fighting it.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. But man, okay. But shit, bro. Well, hell, man, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. It was good talking with you tonight. You know.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
And I'm probably gonna expand on some of those stories in the future because some of that stuff there's more to that. I gave a abridged version. Even it took 2 hours, 2+ hours to tell it, and that was the short. I left a lot out.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, peace and love, man. I'm gonna play a song and then we're gonna wrap it.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Thanks for being here, bro.
Oh yeah, you welcome. No problem, man.
And thank y'all for being here, you guys, and thank y'all for listening, and joining the show. You know, hopefully you learned something. Hopefully, you know, hopefully me spilling my guts have some kind of good result. All right, y'all. Peace and love.
All right.
Yeah, this is what it is. It's what it is. All talent on trapping and rapping and moving muscle. If it ain't about the hustle, then I don't wanna tussle. All talent on trapping and rapping and moving muscle. If it ain't about the hustle, then I don't wanna tussle. All talent on trapping and rapping and moving muscle. If it ain't about the hustle, then I don't wanna tussle. All talent on trapping and rapping and moving muscle. If it ain't about the hustle, then I don't wanna tussle. I done played the block and it's time to stop. Pop the block, then drop the top. Button have to say fuck, got to keep it high up on my block. Keep it not up in my pocket. You know the G and it can't be stopped. Flip the script with serving dip. Keep the heat on Silent Hill. You know when I know that pure water just so cold. Riding on four slamming wood dough. Sipping on drink, fucking these hoes. Riding on bowls, push kilos. Me and my boys ball out of control. Got so much ice you can balance Super Bowl. Me, Lil G, I can't be hoe. Look at my mouth, see number gold. Fucking with a knife, we'll make you fold. Look at my room, see number polo. Step in the bed and in the studio. Over your nose, the smell of smoke. Over your mouth, and start to blow. Now you know we got that dope. Cause me and my boys ball out of control. We keyed up and G'd up. We should've lost straight speed up. We should've decided to pull my heat up. Lost things going big, I'm fucked up. Nigga, we keyed up and G'd up. Once you lost straight speed up. We should've decided to pull my heat up. Lost things going back, I'm fucked up. All talent on trapping and rapping and moving muscle. If it ain't about the hustle, then I don't wanna tussle. All talent on trapping and rapping and moving muscle. If it ain't about the hustle, then I don't wanna tussle. All talent on trapping and rapping and moving muscle. If it ain't about the hustle, then I don't wanna tussle. All talent on trapping and rapping and moving muscle. If it ain't about the hustle, then I don't wanna tussle.
Hitting niggas in they fucking head with a crack. Busting up, busting back with a gap that spits venom. You sitting black. And when the bottom of the knife and it's smack, Iblis,
the cat's waxing him back.
Cause he ain't suffered enough, hustled enough, scuffling cuff his hand to a cop, nothing discussed, cutting his nuts to his cock. Something to shock a spark out your heart when you stop jogging in the park. And you meet a nigga dog that biting ball, blood spilling on the sidewalk. Staying in the light is smart despite staying on course, of course, cause the smell of death escaping out of corpse is rough. Top half man and I be damned if they bottom half horse. Hush, lost souls rushing bustin' to touch the black hole, wishing to be dust gagging and fuss, cause the demon face leaking pus.
I'll tell it on trapping and rapping and moving muscle. If it ain't about the hustle, then I don't wanna tussle. I'll tell it on trapping and rapping and moving muscle. If it ain't about the hustle, then I don't wanna tussle. I'll tell it on trapping and rapping and moving muscle. If it ain't about the hustle, then I don't wanna tussle. I'll tell it on trapping and rapping and moving muscle. If it ain't about the hustle, then I don't wanna tussle. Trapping and rapping ain't about the hustle. I don't wanna tussle. I'll trapping and rapping ain't about the hustle. I don't wanna tussle. I'll
Strap your boots on, we finna march, we finna march, it's time to march. Strap your boots on, we finna march, we finna march, it's time to march. It's better to gun, never to run, so here we come, to sever the lung. Meticulous to the letter, ridiculous think you ever get with this lyricist. I really think I'll be feeling this shit forever. Gotta get my shit together, regardless of the weather. And if I think my mental's clever, smoking a swisher, sweet on leather, the niggas can't keep me tethered. I'll fuck around, pull the levers, hot while you niggas wearing sweaters. And they got people in place wherever. I really wanna shake the ladder, or maybe it makes me smarter. Really it makes me harder, makes me better to raise my daughter. You people gon' check the order. How many wanna be a martyr? How many is getting larger? Any respect the father. Strap your boots on, we finna march, we finna march, it's time to march. Strap your boots on, we finna march, we finna march, it's time to march. Live slide, situation, faces and names. Live slide, catching cases, chasing them games. Why you gotta kill for 15 seconds of fame? And why I keep it real but still expecting to change? Why do I feel like redirecting my pain? Smiling while I'm saying to myself I'm insane. Hating for your help, you can't help but be lame. Obsessed with the wealth and it's melting your brain. I done heard them discussions about cases and planes, and I done seen repercussions. I ain't touching the game. Treat the pictures you like, we just making the frame. You can have a light, but we taking the flame. Strap your boots on, we finna march, we finna march, it's time to march. Strap your boots on, we finna march, we finna march, it's time to march.
It's better to gun, never to run, either way fall to the righteous ones. I'm a soldier, dressed in fatigue, until up my boots, ain't scared of no one. Ready for war even if I'm asleep, waking up busting these niggas on sight. I'm shining like a motherfucker, even the blind can see the light. Y'all think I'm ready, but we come with the heat that make y'all do it again. Remain the same as we keep it real, the format bitch niggas could never win. And I'm always ready to attack, making sure that you ain't coming back. Even these bitches don't get no slag when these boots are fucking black. Nickel.